princess and the doors are pressing me one by one, locking in the endless trap. Bones and flesh are squeaking like a sigh. The doors are pressing me one by one, all the ways, but I can't shun. In this void, I hide my madness behind my
Okay. Okay. Oh, why? Bro,
Please watch your step. Books are everywhere. And if you step on them, that hurts me.
Alright. I need to do numerolosis real quick. All 4 of them. Shit. All 6 rather. Alright, so plan for today. We are gonna go through Eternity's Anecdote first, because I want to make absolutely sure that gets done today. And also, I feel like Rayashki's story is probably gonna be one that I just don't want to follow up with anything, right? So, Eternity first. And then we're gonna hit Rayashki. We should be able to finish it by night. I believe there's only 6 chapters left. So, that shouldn't be too hard to get to.
Okay, time to turn the page. Point. Was I?
Alright, I need to run this one more time. Oh, I can't even run all 4. Jesus Christ. Alright, Well, I do need to use my... Oh, shit. No. Bro, please. I do need to use up my, candy anyways. Plus, I'll need stamina for the actual store missions. So, it's fine. Oh. I could probably switch out Cornbloom here for Ghost. I think his buffs are more applicable to Marcus, because I believe Cornbloom does what, physical shred, right? But Marcus is mental, or it's the other way around. So Cornbloom's probably not the best for her.
Perfect. You've noticed me, and I didn't stare for awkwardly long.
Thanks, Poltergeist. I might be max bonded on Poltergeist, actually. Might have to switch her out as well. I rolled Shamane when I was going for Spathadia, and I still haven't leveled the man, just because I haven't had, like, a chance to. Resources in the wilderness. Alright. Dailies are basically taken care of, so we're good on that front. Oh, Marcus is done. Nice. I guess that means I can focus on Shamane then. Each time book is open, we move closer to its ending. We eagerly turn through the pages, but when we finally reach the last one, some readers express the desire to forget the ending and never reach the conclusion of the story. Is the ending really that important to you? I mean, yeah, endings are important. But I mean, there's no point if the journey was nothing, right? For the sake of reading. I mean, yeah. Alright, let's swap you out. Who do we throw in? I'm pretty sure. We want to care to upgrade is already maxed out. But she's not done yet. Let's do her then. Alright. Okay. Rayashki. Rayashki. One day left on this lad. Very nice. Teehee, welcome in. Hello, hello, how are you? Wait, what? Beast of Waves. Oh, are these redoable? Is that why? Alright. I need to spend 100 just to get that last one. Shit. It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna be starting off with, Eternity Story just so I can get it out of the way. And I really don't think I want to follow up Rayashki with anything else. I feel like that story's gonna be very, very sad. I just have a feeling, you know? Alright. An old dream left. I often think of that place with the lake waters seeping through the cabin and the desk lamp calmly strolling amid cobwebs and beams. Hang on, I think... I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Give me one moment, I'm gonna shut some stuff off. Okay. Start. To Winifred. And I assume Winifred is Eternity's real name, yeah? It does sound like an old lady name. My name is Brian Finn. A less than accomplished film director. With the meager talents given to me by God, I've made films that defy classification as either good or bad. Yet I've never managed to create a film I can truly call my own. Now even the generosity of the divine has reached its end. Oh, so he's washed up. Alright. Oh, he's an old dude. I don't think we've had that asset yet, that character. His rough hand trembles as it gropes around. It runs over the table's edge, brushes past a half-open medicine box, knocks over an uncapped pen, but never reaches its intended destination.
Please?
Ilya, Dad, stop looking through those old film reels. Dr. David said you should be resting in bed. Yo, Mask, welcome in. How are you? Besides, your work's already won over all those investors, and they're sharper than Wall Street's finest. What regrets could you possibly have left? Her brother speaks up, his pride in his father's achievements ringing in his voice.
Yes.
Yeah, Dad, the critics have nothing but praise for your movies, especially New England Dream. The old man's hands linger in the air. No, my dear boy, New England Dream is the biggest regret of my life. 40 years squandered on that thing and I still never truly completed it. The editing alone took up years of my life. No matter how many changes I made, I couldn't fill that emptiness. That failure has haunted me for decades, to this very day, in fact. Finn is a very interesting character. Finn is the son, I believe? I think? At this point, I have no choice but to confess that I failed to capture the essence of a true vampire. Actually, it'll tell me right here. Oh no, Brian's the son. Who's Finn? No, Brian's him. Jesus Christ. Robin is the son. Who is Finn? Not even a sliver of that elusive inspiration. The old man becomes agitated, sparking a coughing fit. Compared to the vampire I saw, it lacks something vital, some essential element. But what could that be, Dad? I don't know. A hushed silence falls in the bedroom. Even the sounds of Brian's hurried breaths is fading. They are becoming slow and intermittent, as if they might cease at any moment. A profound regret weighs heavily upon each breath. Son, would you get me my notebook from the desk? Yes, and turn it to the latest page. Yes, Dad, I'll get it right away. The boy hastens out the door while the girl looks at her father with a melancholy gaze, her face etched with concern. But your eyes... don't worry about me, Elia. His eyes have long lost their vitality. They are embedded in deep, wrinkled sockets. It's been my faithful companion for many years. Even with these failing eyes of mine, I can still read the thing through touch alone. Dad, here it is. Oh, Brian Finn is his. Okay, I see. Robin carefully places the notebook in his father's hand. Ah yes, this is far more useful than any concoction of pills. Don't you agree, old friend? With some effort, he steadies his frail frame. I still need you to document everything faithfully, at least for now. Anyway, we have one last journey to make, the final stretch. Now, where should I begin? This tale begins in New England, I believe. Back then, I was young, timid, and filled with fear of the unknown. I'm assuming Exeter, because that is, that's like Eternity's whole thing, right? 1930s New England. A cabin nestled between dense woods and a lake. A common sight in any horror film. This is, 1.2, this is Green Lake. Moss climbs the windowsills and eaves of the cabin's exterior, as if silently repelling any visitors. Sadly, it does nothing to repel young, reckless children. Damn, you reckon there's really a witch here brewing potions from baby hair? What kind of baloney are you talking about now? I heard there's a vampire hanging around in these woods. You know, the kind that has fangs with hollow tips so he can pierce the skin on your neck and suck your blood. He places his hand on the quivering shoulder beside him.
Hey!
Good grief, would you look at our little Brian? If he shivered any faster, he could be a hand crank operator at my uncle's generator factory. I bet he's already got a fresh diaper at the ready. Why does my hand keep tilting like that? Cut it out, guys. We should head back. I really don't want to fall behind on Miss Madison's homework. Jared pats him on the shoulder and pushes him forward. Don't worry, little Brian. Legend has it the vampire's keen on blood from strapping young men, not scrawny little monkeys. Then Brian will be the safest one among us. The pressure on Brian's shoulder intensifies. That legend's probably a bunch of Huey, right? Of course it is. Yeah, so what are you so afraid of, little Brian? They reuse a lot of assets here. Yeah, I mean, I expect that much, right? Just because, you know, anecdotes are kind of supplementary. Like, having to have a team on just new assets entirely probably seems excessive, especially for like a smaller niche game. A breeze blows past the door, causing it to creak creepily. Off you go, good sir. Take a gander deeper inside for us and say, how do you do to Mr. Vampire? Miss Vampire, thank you very much. The shove from behind sends Brian staggering forward. He falls into an even more sinister-looking room, hitting his head on the corner of a table. Oh, look what you've done now, you klutz. You've scared off all the critters. Isn't that a good thing? Ouch, my head. Bye-bye, little Brian. We'll be waiting for your triumphant return to town. Oh, so he's getting bullied. I mean, I figured, but maybe they were just friends. The door slams shut.
Hey!
Don't leave me here. You can't do this to me. I don't want to be eaten by a vampire. His head spins as his consciousness slips away into darkness. Oh, damn. A loud, rumbling sound approaches from afar. That noise, it feels like my head's about to explode. Good lord, is that an earthquake? Blue. A subtle blue seeps into the room. From under the bed, through the cracks in the wooden floor.
You are...
Am I hallucinating, or is there really a vampire living here? Blue ripples wash over the walls. The desk, the lamp, and the wooden chair are all tinged with its cool hue. They pick themselves up and start moving. They dance in the endless blue, eventually surrounding the young boy. It is as if they've been brought to life. Oh, there she is. So she has like mist form or whatever. You don't look too well, my uninvited friend. Need a hand? I'm you.
May I ask?
Are you a vampire? The angel-faced woman seems uninclined to answer. Clearly, you're in a desperate need of a good rest. The blue has reached his temples, blanketing everything in sight. He gives in, sinking into slumber and returning to tranquility. Oh, she's gonna charge him so much for this. That's like her entire thing, right? I've never forgotten what I saw that day. I firmly believe that in that cramped little cabin I saw a true vampire. She was so beautiful, so captivating, and brimming with a passion for life. That was our first encounter. After that, I fantasized countless times about meeting her again. Until... To be continued. Savior out of the blue. Wait, shit. Oh god. I think this was the next one, yeah. She saved a potential embarrassment and salvaged a heart that couldn't let go. The war came, forcing all of us to put aside childish things and grow up, myself included. It was a cruel and solemn mass farewell. It forced every one of us to say goodbye to our dreams, to the past, and to the world we knew. Before I knew it, I was conscripted and boarded an army jeep, venturing into foreign lands. Oh, it's the Walden. Hell yeah. 1940s Officers Club. The atmosphere rises amidst the clinking of glasses, as if everyone should toast to the victory at hand. While they still can. Cheers, gents. He drains his glass in one gulp. To a brighter tomorrow. Sergeant Finn, why the hell are you still clutching the little book of yours? You ain't writing sweet nothings to a dame back home, are ya? He does have grandkids. Come on, there's nothing wrong with that. And I can tell you now, Pete, when you get back home, you'll be spinning tales even taller than Brian here. Go ahead and write whatever you want, Brian, and don't forget to mention the part where I led the charge. He slaps Brian's shoulder heartily. Brian clutches his notebook. This isn't a letter, it's my research.
Oh.
Oh, now that's something you don't hear every day. Let me have a look. He strides forward, snatching the notebook from Brian's hands. I think it's the third time that World War II was mentioned. Yep. Yeah, because you had this one, I believe they mentioned in Vienna, and then once before, I think chapter 2, maybe? I doubt we're ever actually going to hit World War II, though. Seems like that might be a sore topic. Hey, there's just a few rough ideas that's not finished yet. The other man doesn't seem to care. A compilation of data on mysterious vampires. Oh boy. You don't get a torch for our Miss Julia, have you? I'll admit she's got a gentle touch when she's bandaging us up, and the way she draws blood is very light. I almost fell asleep the last time she did it. Tough luck, Brian. You got more rivals here than a dog-ass fleece. But I'm sure comparing Miss Julia to a vampire would earn you a sock on the jaw from some of the straighter shooters in this squad. They look at Brian with pity, as if mourning his lost cause. This lost cause. This isn't for Julia. Brian shakes his head firmly, a serious expression on his face. Being called a vampire is hardly insulting. They're symbols of beauty, purity, and everlasting life. That's maybe not what everyone thinks. It was also mentioned in 1.5 when the stadium disappeared. Oh, was it? Uluru? Shit. I don't remember that. I know they touched on, like, Oh, right, you're right, because the games ended right before World War II. You say that, but have you ever laid eyes on a real vampire? They're just made-up stories I believed when I was a kid. Bro, there are critters in this world. You know there are critters in this world. But I'll grant you that they're pretty handy for spooking little rascals. ... I have seen a real vampire. I fall into a brief silence. ... Then a burst of raucous laughter. I gotta hand it to you, Sergeant Finn. Your sense of humor is something else. You got a real knack for storytelling.
It's true.
I'm being serious. When I was a kid, I saw her. Ever since then, I've been on the hunt for more information about her, even just the slightest sliver. She was perfect. Everything I could ever imagine, just like... Yeah, what are you looking at? Brian, you don't think there's a vampire lurking somewhere at this shindig, do you? Brian scans the room, eagerly seeking to validate his claim. The club is bustling with people. The heavy conversation and crisscrossing lights make his head spin. As Brian's eyes sweep the room, he abruptly comes to a halt. Is she here? Oh no, she is here. What a delight it is to see you here again, Mrs. Kate.
Dear.
Isn't it just? It's been ages since we last saw each other.
Oh!
Oh, how I envy you, Winifred. You haven't aged a bit. Time does have an elusive magic, doesn't it? Brian's hands begin to tremble. He rubs his eyes in disbelief. I mean, he knows she's a vampire. He tries to speak, but the lump in his throat says otherwise. Then he croaks out. Oh, he's not gonna say it, is he? Oh, okay. It's her. Before he realizes what he's doing, he's striding towards her. Hey, Brian, what's the big idea? What's the big idea, Shane? He tugs at Brian's sleeve, his voice lowered. Have you lost it, man? I know she's a looker, even more so than Miss Julia. The lady's way out of our league. I spied her over in the commander's office. Even the top brass tipped their hats to her. Shit, man, what has she been doing? I hear she's a special guest of our... Oh, that explains it. Our munition supplier. You even got ties to the underground here, apparently. You better kiss that pipe dream goodbye. Eternity is only an alias, apparently. I mean, yes, right, it's her code name, just like, others. I'm blanking right now. He grabs the air where the cuff of Brian's shirt should be, but it is already gone.
Hmm?
Yeah, on the... There are ghosts. And we learn in Marcus' story that humans do not believe in ghosts and monsters don't approach humans because they don't have arcanum. Oh, right, people don't believe in ghosts either. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah. Arcanum exists, critters exist, but there are still some things that they're kind of not so convinced about. Makes sense. Also kind of makes sense for, like, a vampire to not want to be known, right? Better if they're, like, hidden. Brian is now standing in front of her, the notebook in his hand trembling violently.
Hi.
Hello, ma'am.
Huh.
Now she can recognize. Hello, sir. That was quite the entrance. I know you. I know what you are. She smiles gently, seemingly used to such disturbances.
I'm sorry.
Oh, please accept my apologies, ma'am. I didn't mean to offend you. It's just... You look just like someone I met a long time ago. Not exactly the slickest line I've ever heard. Sir, if you hope to make new acquaintances, I sincerely suggest you choose a less cliched opener next time. I'm gathering information on vampires, that's why I had to talk to you. The lady before him chuckles ambiguously. You catch on quick? But do I really look like a vampire? Perhaps it's because of my striking white hair? It is saddening when those noble ladies pester me to reveal the secret behind maintaining such a style. No, you misunderstand. I believe that vampires are a special race possessing advantages ordinary people don't. Like immortality. For instance, using human blood as nourishment allows them to gain stronger physiques and, more importantly, maintain their vitality and appearance for much longer. They're the embodiment of beauty and the favored children of God. That's a straight up fucking lie. Ain't no shot, no. That's quite an imaginative theory. But it doesn't quite align with medical science, does it? Now, I believe in some cultures... Well, I mean, like... We know vampires don't like crosses, right? There's no way they're favored. Please. That's full of shit. But it doesn't quite align with medical science, does it? She downs her drink in one swig. The creatures that most closely resemble your description are bats. They feed on human blood and are active at night, but they don't gain long lives or beautiful faces in doing so. On the contrary, they're filthy and germ-ridden, making them one of the animals we despise most. Even in the realm of arcane biology, no such individuals exist. Yep, bats are, like, the #1 spreader of rabies, hell yeah. If there is, in fact, a race capable of eternal life, they would be marred by ugliness and prone to disease. I, on the other hand, have heard some more substantial tales. The Rayashki by the water's edge. Oh shit, it's Villa. They have long, flowing hair, snatch up sailors, and plunder their ships to maintain their appearance. Of course, rather than indulging in hearsay, you could always venture north and see them for yourself. But I swear I've seen you before.
Oops.
Hush. If you don't want to be seen as an agent of the underworld or a spy dispatched by an arms dealer, stop attracting so much attention. Those people are all ruthless extremists. They don't want anyone more than necessary to be mixed up in emerging intelligence. It'd be better for the both of us. Thank you. Brian looks around. His companions are still waving at him from afar.
But...
Nevertheless, I still believe that vampires exist. I won't give up. He nods and makes to leave. Wait, young man. Winifred. It's an exquisitely crafted business card with both deep and shallow patterns reflected on it. Feels almost watery to the touch. Eh. Take it. Winifred, ma'am, my name's Brian. Very good, Mr. Brian.
Fascinating.
Maybe one day we'll do business together. Right. Brian, momentarily stunned, realizes that she has already vanished without a trace. Interesting that she mentions another aquatic arcane. I mean, yeah, she's tied to the oceans and the seas, right? I imagine she would have, like, some... That's probably, like, what she relates to most. I mean, we don't even have, like, hard confirmation she's a vampire. She could just be another fucking Rusalka. He places the business card into his breast pocket, carefully smoothing out the creases. But did I really remember it all wrong? I mean, she definitely wouldn't just say it out loud, bro. You gotta be a little more slick, man. Movie boom. We experience movies, dreams, and the constant movement of time. Everything that happened that night vanished almost as abruptly as it appeared. When he still has it, except for the card that remained pressed against my chest. Due to a number of events, I never did go looking for that woman named Winifred. Of course, I continued to collect everything I could about vampires, despite the rest of the world seeing this as a total waste of time. Eventually, even the ribbing for my comrades quietened down. Some died on the battlefield, while others went missing, never to be heard from again. It seemed as though everything around me was silently saying that our previous encounter was nothing more than an ephemeral shadow, something not even worth remembering. The war raged on, shoving one young life after another into the fray. They rushed to the battlefield and never once looked back.
Of course.
And of course, that included yours truly. It wasn't long before I too felt the effects of war. During an offensive on an enemy outpost, I caught a stray bullet to the chest. Jesus Christ. If you do the story for the first time, there's a change animations in the chapter select screen from part 1 or part 2. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I just kind of skipped through everything so I could get the missions done. Shit. Oh, this is Forget-Me-Not's camp. Oh, I was rushed to a field hospital, but to the doctor's surprise, the wound wasn't serious. Other than some scrapes and the usual chronic joint ache from too much marching, I was fine. Oh. Is Eternity, like, is she able to give him some sort of blessing? Is that what's going on? It was a card nestled against my chest that stopped the bullet. Oh, there you go. When the bullet struck, there was a warm sensation in my chest and a kind of soothing vibration. I spent a long time after that racking my brain. I could never remember. On that night, when the mysterious Winifred handed that card to me, had it been as solid and lustrous and with such a deep sea blue sheen as it was that day when I got shot. Evrivia is mentioned as the person who made her clothes. Yeah, I remember reading over that. I actually did a video on Eternity at one point. She made the jewelry as well, right? I believe it's like the entire line of jewelry belongs to her. The Evrivia line. Evrivia. For a moment, the steady ticking of the clock on the wall was the only sound in the room. Donato.
Oh.
You never told us any of this before?
Yes.
Right, these stories are amazing. A card that protected you in the heat of battle? Boy, how I wish I could have seen it. The boy's face is alight with wonder. Cough, cough. I'm sorry, my boy, you'll probably never get to see it. I lost it sometime later during my work.
Oh.
Was that when you were a director? The old man's eyes close as if sifting through decades of trivial memories. I don't think so. Back then I was busy trying to make ends meet. I carried my notebook everywhere, hoping to find a job.
Mm-hmm.
But later on you made it, didn't you? Robin cocks his head up, full of pride in his father. That, too, was fate, my boy. In the face of the divine, all we can do is accept God's plan. Ever since I survived on the battlefield, I never doubted the mission God had bestowed upon me. He inspired me to continue my search for vampires until the end of my life. As he speaks, a rare flush colors the old man's face, reminiscent of his once reckless and stubborn self. Ilya. Don't you think you should rest for a bit? I can rest when I'm dead. Brian shakes his head. Time stops for no one, my dear, and right now it's not on my side. He turns to the next page in his notebook. When the war ended, I was discharged. It was then that I enrolled at the University of Southern California to study film. Hey, USC, yeah. I had hoped to create a film, one that belonged to the vampires and to me. This is, fucking, what's her face?
Hey!
Yenisei's room. Now listen, Brian, tomorrow's your big shot, your first solo shoot. Don't screw it up, capiche? No, not Yenisei's, this is, his old room. Huh? Oh boy. These highfalutin dames wanting their own silver screen moment. They're out of our league, man. They don't give a damn about your vampire flick fantasies, and they sure as hell ain't planning to play a part in your picture, you savvy? Yes, Mr. Danny. If the brass gets wind of any more beef where you're concerned, you'll be out on the straight, and you can take your cockamamie dreams with you. Brian quietly tucks his notebook into his pocket. Buckle down, cause tomorrow's client is loaded. The film industry's in the pits right now, and catching up a job ain't a walk in the park. Without the dough from this job, you'll never get your dreams off the ground. He gives Brian a symbolic slap on the shoulder. Both Yenisei's and his old. Okay. I knew for sure his olds. I wasn't sure if Yenisei had a different model or not. Or a different asset. Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian. The lady of the house is ready for you. She's waiting in the drawing room. Thank you. I'll be right there. He shakes his head, hastily putting away his notebook. He takes a deep breath and hurries to the drawing room. Knock, knock. Ma'am, are you in there? I'm Brian from Divine Union Pictures. I'm here to shoot your film.
Huh.
Oh, there she is. Enter. It seemed that this was just another one of God's little jokes. When I least expected it, the gears of fate locked into place once again. And as they turned, the noise nearly deafened me. Nice to meet you, new guy. Nice to meet you. I know you. Mr. Danny didn't come with you. What a shame. I thought we worked quite well together. Brian opens his mouth but finds himself speechless. The figure before him is both alien and familiar, like a beautiful bubble one cannot bear to burst. Oh well, I trust your company, and you won't let me down, will you?
Of course.
Of course not, Miss, Winifred. It's a pleasure to work with you. She extends her hand. You look as young as ever. we met before? Never noticed a little thing in her hair at the headband. Instead of waiting for an answer, she gives a nonchalant chuckle that turns into a gentle yawn. I get that a lot, usually from discerning customers angling for a bargain on whatever treasure they have their eyes on. But a little flattery can't easily sway those of us seasoned by time. I will accept the compliment, however. Just know that you'll have to do much more than that if you're looking to get a bonus from me, young man. You need to show a little more heart.
Huh.
If you send me the footage a week earlier, or maybe extend its duration to... She earnestly haggles to herself. Do you really not remember me? Back at that officers' club.
Oh.
Hmm? A heady silence fills the air.
Oops.
I'm truly sorry. As you can see, I've tried my best to recall. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, right? She's old as shit. Eventually, you just stop remembering people, I guess. Just a popcorn movie. The popcorn is already crunchy and delicious, so there's no need to waste time finding a good movie to watch. Brian returns the business card to its owner's hands. Oh. The card is severely worn. The bullet hole and scratches almost entirely obscure its original appearance. I've always wanted to thank you in person, Miss Winifred. Whether you remember me or not, your business card saved my life. I just never imagined I'd meet you here like this. Oh. She waves her hand dismissively and places the card on the table.
Huh.
So it's you. What a surprise. Clearly, perfunctory pleasantries cannot dampen Brian's enthusiasm.
Yes.
I never imagined that after all these years you would look exactly the same as I remembered. Now I'm all the more certain. You must be a vampire, or at least 1/8 of your blood is vampiric. 1/8, that's a... It aligns perfectly with my script. My goal is to lift the veil of mystery hanging over vampires, to expose those false legends and rumors. He becomes more excited as he speaks, scribbling in his notebook. Welcome in, Patrick Bluestar. Hi, welcome. How's your night been? Or day, depending. Just think about it, Miss Winifred. Don't you want to finally change the public's misconceptions about vampires?
At least
we can show the world a more beautiful, real image. Winifred shakes her head and reclines on the fashionable Persian sofa. Well, Mr. Bryan, how are you going to do that? For the film?
Of course.
Film, of course. I'm planning to make one about vampires. The only thing is that no one's willing to invest in it, and I haven't finished the script yet. But I believe that as long as you're willing to be the leading lady, everything will fall into place. Maybe we could start with a personal documentary, you know, investigating your lineage and family, the untold past of vampires. There is no goddamn way. That would surely catch the investor's attention. It's the perfect opportunity to tap into a new market. I'd say your idea has legs, Mr. Bryan.
Oh.
But I'm afraid I'm not interested. It's as if cold water has been splashed on Brian's face.
Why?
Monde. I don't care about movies. Sitting still for 2 or 3 hours is more like a subtle punishment than a pleasure. Besides, staring at a screen for such a long time robs our eyes of their brightness. She really is old, holy shit. That's the kind of damage no amount of cosmetics can save. As my grandmother used to say that, dear lord. So what kind of film do you want from us?
Huh.
Yeah. talk show like the night show would be great. No one needs to go anywhere. We can all just relax on the sofa, chat about fashionable, superficial things, and laugh without a care in the world. We could also adopt a theme that captures life's little fragments and pieces them back together. Yes, that would be interesting. She stretches languidly, looking expectantly at the cameraman before her. Mr. Danny promised me just that. What was it? A comfortable atmosphere, simple requirements, and no need to lift a finger. Brian sets down his notebook, sighing in resignation. Winifred nods contentedly. She eyes the wall clock. 3:15. Excellent. We'll get started shortly. The client and I have scheduled for this afternoon is due any moment now. We should be able to glean some free, authentic material. As you wish, ma'am. Brian is adept with the camera and is serious about capturing every shot. They successfully film Winifred's leisurely afternoon, just as she had hoped. Afternoon tea, strolls in the garden, sunbathing. There is no doubt that Winifred is pleased with them. Oh. Knock, knock, knock. This knocking seems rougher than usual. Winifred, Winifred. Open up, I know you're in there. Uh-oh.
Oops.
Look, friends, it seems we have another ill-mannered customer. She faces the camera, offering a more polite smile than usual. Regardless, the customer always comes first. She steps forward and opens the door. Welcome, Mr. Madison. My, it's been a long time since we last met, hasn't it? What a nostalgic reunion this is. We saw each other just last month, Miss Winifred. His voice is accented with hints of barely repressed anger. You sold me that memory lamp saying could faithfully recall all it illuminates. But in actual fact... He flips the switch. The lamp casts a warm yellow light. Yes, just like this. Just imagine, you'll be able to eternally cherish the warmest, most beautiful scenes of your entire family under this very light. It's just a regular fucking lamp. Just think, no more worrying about maintaining picture frames or power outages. All you need is a little bit of arcane energy and you can preserve everything, even their voices. Okay, no, so it's like a hologram? Oh, what a joyous scene. Just thinking about it brings a tear to the eye. This memory lamp is a one-of-a-kind piece. Snag it now for the low price. Okay. Click. It can't be re-recorded, I'm assuming. He turns off the lamp. Well, it's running smoothly and the image is clear enough. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it, no? Certainly meets the standards of my other goods. Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Madison. That's precisely the issue.
It's ridiculous.
When you were selling me the lamp, it recorded our little test run perfectly. But after I took it home, no matter how many adjustments I made, even after I busted its bulb, the image didn't change one iota.
Oh.
And is there something wrong with that, Mr. Madison? She tilts her head, appearing somewhat puzzled. Just as I advertised, it can faithfully record all it illuminates. Poor little lamp. This is the reward you get for working hard and doing your job to the letter. She runs her fingers across the scratches on the lamp's surface and sighs deeply. Weren't you the one who asked for a preview of how the lamp worked? It only works once. That's right. My heart was just as heavy as yours in that moment. What a shame that you couldn't just trust the quality of my product without having to use up its power on a demonstration.
Shoot.
You
That's too far.
charlatan. You wily capitalist. His fist clenches, his face flushes with anger.
Oops.
Our transaction was entirely above board, as you well know. Besides, getting rough now would only land you in a heap of legal trouble. She points amiably at the camera, documenting the entire affair. Of course, if you do so desire, I do offer a buyback service at 1/10 of the original price. The old lady is a scammer. Yes, she is. Well, I mean, technically everything's above board, right? The man storms out, slamming the door behind him. They just didn't read the fine print, you know? Ah, how disappointing. Upon the exit of this guest, the day's filming ends as scheduled. That's a wrap.
Oh.
You're looking a little down, Mr. Bryan.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Miss Winifred. I was just wondering if this scene would fit in your documentary. It was quite a negative encounter. There's no need to worry about that. I think it possesses a certain comedic quality, don't you? It reminds me of an episode of The Night Show, which you just have to watch, by the way. Old woman. Just be careful you don't bust a gut laughing. She told, yeah. Technically, yeah. At that point, I had to admit that Miss Winifred wasn't the vampire I'd imagined. She catches on quick, right? In fact, our brief dreamlike encounters hadn't allowed me to truly understand her. But even then, I clung to my belief, hoping in vain to find what I so desperately wanted to be true. I continued to pour my heart into the documentary, the vessel of my vampiric passion. By the way, I know Eternity, but who the fuck is Brian? So Brian is the primary character, like the main character of this story. Eternity just kind of shows up occasionally because he's basically obsessed with her. And keeps falling over. But Brian is kind of our narrator, essentially. The Dogged Dreamer. You have taken in many patients who, after giving up their dreams, are now living quite well. Isn't that just how it is? The finished reels are piled up like a mountain. They reflect Brian's furrowed brow on their surfaces, his struggle and embarrassment laid bare on the mountainside.
No.
This one's no good. It just doesn't carry the weight of what I want to express. The symbolism's totally missing and the framing's all wrong. He removes the reel, replacing it with a new one. He watches in hope. This one too. The props are all over the place. Miss Winifred, you really shouldn't have eaten those grapes. They were meant to balance the shot. I mean, she clearly doesn't care. Another reel is set aside. He sighs in resignation. This one's even worse. The composition's been completely ruined and the props you added seem to symbolize some kind of material desire, which is totally confusing the message of the film. The insinuations are terrible. It's like he's building up a thing, like a picture of her in his head. I mean, that's basically what he's been doing this entire time. Winifred nods at Brian, offering a polite apology. You're very diligent, Mr. Brian. I'm sure Mr. Danny would be pleased with all this. Of course, I'll give you a glowing review for the work you've done. I'm not sure I understand. Once again, you prove my coins have been well spent. It appears I haven't lost my knack for striking a good deal. It's not just about the money, Miss Winifred, at least not for me. He stares at Winifred, who appears indifferent to his declaration. This declaration. After a moment's hesitation, he cannot help but go on. Miss Winifred, with all due respect,
Please.
we should reshoot this material. Over the next few days, I'll prepare more reels and plan a new script for you.
Oh.
Oh. I can't lie to you, ma'am. The truth is, the footage we have now is almost totally unusable. It's monotonous and hollow, and even with extensive editing, it won't meet the standards of a truly great documentary. I'll handle any additional cost. You just need to... Winifred cuts him off. Yeah, his imagination is blinding him to truth. That's basically all it is. I don't think that'll be necessary, Mr. Bryan. I've seen the shots. They're terrific. It's more that he's like kind of imposing his own image onto what he wants her to be. Bryan's tone verges on vexation.
What?
You have to be kidding, right? Look, we'll watch them again and I'll explain the major flaws to you. Then you'll see for yourself, I swear. She's clearly uninterested. You're an outstanding cinematographer, Mr. Bryan. You don't need to prove that to me anymore.
Why?
Then why won't you agree to my proposal? To be honest, I don't really care about the quality of the documentary. All I need is it for it to be made and become a shiny new addition to my display case. Don't you care about its artistic value at all? No. Absolutely not. But being in vogue, that's what really matters. You have to understand that women of a certain social class are only interested in the new, and the trends can change at the drop of a hat. And if we don't hurry up and finish shooting this thing, I'll be left in the dust by that prestigious circle chock full of treasures and opportunities. That's what I'm really afraid of. Could you imagine me, a has-been, an outcast of the new age, bankrupt without a penny to my name? I've seen that story play out more times than I care to recall. She shakes her head dramatically, as if the very notion chills her to the core.
I see.
I understand, Miss Winifred. Let's get on with the shoot. Bryan shakes his head. He lets out a long sigh, but says no more. I'm to shoot the small talk segment. Miss Winifred, I'm not sure I'm the right person for this kind of chat.
Huh.
No, it's fine. We can make do with what we have. Now, let's get started. Just relax and talk about whatever interests you. That was a mistake. Don't tell him that. She leans back, settling into a comfortable position on the sofa.
Okay.
Alright.
May I ask?
Forgive my noticiness, but have you never really believed in the existence of vampires? I have been around, Bryan, seen a lot of places and met many people, but I've never once laid eyes on even half of what you'd call a vampire. Of course, plenty of people have tried to buy such secrets from me, and believe me, were there any credence to these rumors, I'd be working to profit from them myself. She shakes her head in resignation.
But
How then do you explain your appearance? Time seems to have no effect on you whatsoever. If that's not because of some special bloodline, then what else could possibly explain it? Money. Oh no. Sometimes the answer is far simpler than you think, Mr. Bryan. Money is a potent magic. It grants everyone who possesses it a longer life, a healthier body, and a more radiant appearance. Regardless of the era.
Huh.
Naturally, I'm a beneficiary of its largesse, and shall continue to be so.
okay.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
But
He closes his notebook. I must say I've never imagined your answer would be so pragmatic yet so profoundly cruel. That's your own fault, buddy. Winifred nods, fully understanding his frustration. The truth will never satisfy everyone, but that's the reality of the situation. Trust me, I'm truly sorry for you, Brian. Brian's disappointment deepens. He rises to his feet. Miss Winifred, I'm afraid I'll have to withdraw my invitation. You're not fit to play the role of vampire in my film. Yeah, fuck, dude. She doesn't want to. You're nothing like her. Not at all. You're the true vampire of our world, a dyed-in-the-wool capitalist. My god. This guy. This fucking guy. The final shot is complete. Rest assured, ma'am. Divine Union Pictures will edit the film and send it to you as soon as possible. We won't delay your pursuit of the latest craze for a second longer than necessary. Brian bows in her direction and departs without looking back. Goodbye. I wish you all the best, Mr. Brian. And so that was the last time I ever saw Miss Winifred. I couldn't accept her choices, just as she couldn't stomach my stubbornness. She couldn't stomach. A huge, irreparable rift stood decisively between us, and I no longer believed she had anything to do with the fantasies of my childhood. I even started to think that everything I once firmly believed in was laughable. Absurd, even. After that, I threw myself into a career more concerned with reality, and I tried my best to awaken from that unreachable dream. I couldn't really say whether I succeeded in my ideals or in my career. It kind of makes sense for eternity, right? Like, she's lived so long that everything is fleeting, so it's less investment and less work to focus on, like, the transient things as opposed to making connections with, you know, deeper connections with people. The work belongs to the production company, to the investors, and to the business plan, but not the author. New England Dream. Oh, we are in, is this... I was gonna say this was, 1.5, Australia, but I don't think it is. Extra, extra. And also that was just reset, so reset happened, yay.
Look at this.
A highly anticipated movie, New England Dream, is about to hit the silver screen. Another masterpiece following in the grisly tradition of Nosferatu, Dracula, and the Curse of Frankenstein. Witness the most pure and flawless vampire in film history, guaranteed to make your heart skip a beat. Behold the mysteries of an immortal race. May I have a newspaper?
Thank you.
15 cents. Thank you, ma'am.
Look.
Today's big news, the movie New England Dream is about to premiere. It's the omnipresent newsboy. Yep, this man shows up everywhere. Critics have been pouring their acclaim on the film. Renowned critic Maxwell praises its intricate details and imaginative dreamlike plot. Director Brian Finn has once again created a masterpiece. The chairman of the International Illumination Film Festival lauds its aesthetic framing and composition. He cites a strong Finn style, which indicates Finn's active exploration of the vampire subgenre. The eternally youthful image of the female lead is unforgettable. A Hollywood masterpiece with a quintessentially European flair. The preview was a huge success, garnering rave reviews. 1970s, it's been a while. He's chasing idealism because of his limited time span. To her, a life that is so long hinders her desires to seek for. Yeah, like, I mean, typically, right, people want to leave something behind, but she's not leaving anything because she's not gonna die, right? Like, he wants his legacy, but she doesn't really need one, because she'll be there. Oh, I'm so itchy. The newspaper in Brian's hand is crumpled into a ball and thrown to the floor.
That's too far.
This is all wrong. After the preview, I repeatedly emphasized to everyone that
Shoot.
the film absolutely cannot be released in its current state. It's still riddled with serious flaws. It needs further revision. If I can't fix them, my film will never reach perfection. It'll never live up to this idea everyone has of it being some kind of masterpiece. He paces the office, scratching at his increasingly sparse hair.
But
And months have passed and I haven't changed a thing. I have to deliver the final cut of the film today. He falls dejectedly into his chair. What do I do? How can I present such an unfinished, fractured piece of work? A determined look comes across his face as he shakes his head.
no.
No, it would be an insult to vampires, a colossal stain on my directorial career. He stumbles to the desk and grabs the phone, the dial spinning like a whirligig.
That's right.
I must postpone it a few more weeks, just a fortnight will do. I'm not gonna make a joke. I'm sure I can find some inspiration and fix all these problems. Knock, knock. What's knocking in the story? Before the call can connect, a visitor arrives at the office door.
Hurry up.
Brian, you've been dodging us for months. Oh, man, he is in debt. I know you're in there. Do we know what kind of immortal entity... You know what kind of immortal eternity is? Like, can you kill her by stabbing her, or will she live until the heat death of the universe? So, at the very least, we know that she won't die due to old age. And if we go by her kit, her passive makes her immune to basically status effects, so I'm assuming she is immune to disease as well. In the first chapter of this thing, we saw that she was able to turn into fog, which means her form is malleable to an extent, so I'm guessing physical trauma probably won't kill her. It's my guess. Or at least she's highly resistant to it. But no, we don't actually have any full, like, actually explicit thing. We just know to some degree she's immortal. At the very least, age and most likely disease. I know you're in there. Eh. Bang. The door flies off its hinges and crashes to the ground. Bro, why even have a door? Sorry, Mr. Bryan. Get a better door. What in God's name are you doing? You can't just break into people's property like this. You know why I'm here, Mr. Big Shot Director. How many times have you put off the release of this picture, pal? Do I need to remind you, or have you come with a new excuse? Ryan is momentarily speechless.
Why?
I told you so many times that the preview went well and all the critics loved New England Dream. So what's the problem, buddy? What are you still not satisfied with? There's no way this film will tarnish your reputation in any way. In fact, this will shoot you to superstardom. You'll be huge, the next big sensation on the lips of everyone in Hollywood. I don't care about any of that. New England Dream is my lifelong work. It has to be flawless. It's... Enough. Don't you see you're hurting everyone involved? Do you have any idea how much money we've lost to make this happen? Whole crew's livelihood is hanging on this thing. Are you planning on dragging them down with you? Brian's face turns red, but he still stubbornly clings to the copy of the film in his hand. She doesn't seem bothered by her immortality, enjoys life most immortals come to regret not being able to die and rest. In the anecdote, yes, but her voice lines and her like storylines kind of point her in that same direction as well, because she does seem to regret not being able to change or grow the same way other people do, especially if you look at her like birthday lines and stuff like that. Brian's face turns red, but he still stubbornly clings to the copy of the film in his hand.
I see.
I understand, but New England Dream isn't ready for the big screen. We need to stop promoting it immediately, lower everyone's expectations, and apologize in the press. Don't worry, I'll write the apology letter. I just need a little time to fix the problems with the film.
Shoot.
You've totally lost it, haven't you? He waves his hand, signaling the security personnel behind him. Grab the stuff. We're done waiting.
Please.
Come on, hand it over, Mr. Bryan. The struggle is brief. Bryan collapses to the floor. The audiences, the theaters, and a boatload of investors have all been waiting for it. New England Dream is more than just your baby.
No!
You can't do this. This is my life's work. It's not finished. It'll never be finished, bro.
Please!
Give it back to me. I promise I'll make it perfect. Eternity's House, 1990s. Please forgive my dragging feet and hard head. It wasn't until today that I finally mustered up the courage to send you a copy of this film. Regrettably, even after 20 years, I've never been able to perfect the final edit, to find those missing pieces. It's tormented me endlessly. I hope it doesn't repulse you. Is she going to remember him? Sincerely, Brian Finn. Or does she actually feel bad? What's wrong, then? Ever since that reel landed in your lap today, you've been all shades of blue. You even dug up that old newspaper. I get it, Blue. Bless your heart, still so attached to these old things. She carefully removes the film from the projector, the film that has traversed a great deal of time and distance to find her. You've kept it in fine condition. Thank you. Just doing my job, ma'am. Are you sure you're okay? The woman looks at her in the same way a worried mother looks at her child. It's okay. I'm fine. She runs her fingers along the aged Persian sofa, feeling the subtle textures under her fingertips. The vase is now so old, yeah, I mean, it's the 70s? No, it's the 90s. It's been fucking forever. 60 years. Don't you worry, ma'am. Even though my eyes aren't what they used to be, I can still say that... I mean, the maid surely knows, right? Like, it's been 60 years, so this money does not explain this. She surely has to know. You look wonderful. The Lord's been kind to you, that's for sure. Or the maid is just in denial.
Huh.
I need to step out for a moment. I'm assuming she does feel some kind of guilt, even though it's a little bit not in her wheelhouse. Departure in New England. See, this is an ominous title. I don't like that. The Departure in New England. One roll of film, 23.7 kilograms. More than 70 years of struggle.
Oh no.
Bethany's room. Dad's condition seems to be getting worse. I'm really worried he's done so, dude. His sister shushes him. I think he's fallen asleep. Let's not wake him. It's been so long since he had a good rest. I had no idea he had so much on his mind. Even now, he can't stop thinking about his vampire film. Yuri seems to be coping nicely with her immortality. I mean, to a degree, yes. I feel like that's gonna change. Because, I mean, there's still this discrepancy between her, as we see her now in the anecdote, and the way she talks in her voice line. The daughter murmurs to herself, tapping her fingers on the edge of the bed.
At least
Dad's still got something to hang on to. I think that's what's keeping him alive in spite of his bad eyes and old war wounds. It is by God's grace that he's still here with us. What year is it?
But
I do wish Dad could fulfill his dream. It's not the sickness that'll do him in, it's the regret. The kind that eats away at you. The old man's grip on the notebook remains strong, as if something immensely important is still gnawing at him. Suddenly, the old man cries out, his body trembling as if in the throes of a nightmare. It's my final say. Don't send anyone else to try and sweet-talk me anymore. I won't have it. Dad?
No.
No name. Don't put my name on it. It's got nothing to do with Brian Finn. The maid looks young in the scene with the newspaper. Now she looks old. Yeah, I mean, makes sense, right? Vomit. Oh, that's not good. I don't give a damn. This is not my movie. I loathe you, all of you. You went ahead and screened it, and now it's a stain on my name forever.
Shoot.
Damn it. To hell with you investors. The old man gasps for air, seeming to calm down for a moment.
oh dear.
Are you alright? The doctor, we've got to get Dr. David here now. Just hang in there a little longer, just a little while longer.
Hurry up!
Robin, quick, we need to hurry. I'll go with you. Alright. The children rush out the door. The room returns to its original calm. Brian looks like a baby, tucked in the cradle. Oh yeah, she's here. The steps approach. A sound both alien and familiar creaking on the wooden floor. They've used this description for her before. The old man struggles to rise and forces open his eyes. He is desperate to see. Is that you? Have you come at last? The beautiful silhouette sits behind him once again. Mr. Bryan, still as frantic as ever, I see.
I'm sorry.
My apologies, Miss Winifred, that you have to see me in such a state. Everyone's day comes, when youth and vigor quietly slip away. We claw at it, but we're ultimately helpless to stop it. Be it you or me. Well, that's just a lie. She chuckles. I've seen stories about you in many newspapers over the years. Your career has been a successful one.
No.
Those empty accolades are nothing to boast about. Besides, I didn't even put my name on New England Dream. The investors and I never saw eye to eye. They took everything, left me with nothing but the original copy. The old man strokes his notebook, falling silent for some time. Finally, some cautious words leave his mouth. Did you get the film I sent you?
Huh.
Of course. It's well made, beautiful visuals, exquisite costumes, and the plot's interesting enough. A superior vampire film. Your vampire had a long life, yet she maintained her original purity and enthusiasm. It was touching. But... The old man fumbles for words, unable to articulate a complete sentence. You want to know what your film was missing, don't you? If you're willing to tell me. Time, Brian. Time. Brian's fingers loosen, and the notebook opens to a blank page. How do you view time, Mr. Bryan? Time is neither our friend nor our foe. It simply is. It passes over everything we experience equally and without mercy. Maybe money and that special bloodline you believe in can stave off the erosion of time in our bodies. But how can they resist its impact on our hearts? Your New England Dream granted her eternity, but why did you cruelly deprive her of the right to have her soul worn away by time? It's a story so beautiful that it's almost a dream, but it destroys itself in its own beauty. Miss Winifred, your insight penetrates to the core of my work. Brian closes the notebook, his wrinkles smoothing out as resignation comes over him. You always saw straight through me, didn't you? I'm not the vampire you hoped for. I'm just an ordinary person. Person bearing a curse. I don't believe this is literally a curse. I think she's speaking metaphorically, probably, because this is probably immortality is probably her kingdom. Of course you are. Knowing this now, clear as day, I feel all the more regretful. His face flushes red, as if struggling against something formidable.
Yes.
Time will change us, reshape us beyond recognition. This is a painfully obvious and dismal fact.
So,
It's precisely because of that fact that I searched so hard for a true vampire. I was trying to convince myself that there's a treasure in this world that's eternal, something untouched by time's cruel hands. It was entirely out of my own selfishness that I did so. It was this obsession that left my film forever incomplete. Brian clings to the notebook with stubborn resolve. But it's almost impossible for me to let go of this selfishness. I've been wrestling with myself for over 20 years, even until now.
Huh.
It must have been a long and brutal war.
that's right.
You couldn't be more right. It's claimed the twilight years of my life left me bedridden, sightless, and battling illness, but I couldn't change a thing. A gentle sea breeze whispers by. Mr. Bryan, there's something important that you're overlooking. The breeze gently caresses Brian's stiff limbs. She gonna show him a vision or something? This is you forever. Or is she gonna kill him? A memorial page that is far from being a proper memorial. When does aging catch up with us? Is it when we can no longer leap 2 steps at a time up the stairs, or when the past is quietly forgotten and the number of white bottles in the cabinet keeps growing? Or is it when time finally erodes the promise of our childhood dreams, and we are forced to leave them behind? Miss Winifred, don't you think my stubbornness is meaningless? Not in the least, Mr. Bryan. Because you've found something that isn't eroded by time, haven't you? To this day, time hasn't changed your ideals. You still hold them tightly, unwilling to let them go. I admire your conviction. The old man perks up as if he'd just been given a dose of adrenaline. I suppose I'll achieve the ultimate victory soon, then. How wonderful, Miss Winifred. Remembering something, he strains to lift his head again.
So,
Then, will you accept a copy of my film? A soft sigh falls upon. Oh, she's gonna reject it. She has to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't accept it.
yes.
No attachments, right? Yes, I understand. It's not good enough. It's much too insignificant among your exquisite and unique collection. No, Mr. Bryan, it's because it's too precious for me to endure its eventual loss. There you go. How long will this roll of film last? 30? 50 years? Maybe a little longer? It's cruel to make someone so old see something so precious fade away. She has to wash just as worn by time, witness its sharp wane, its shape warp and curl. Just as she has countless times before. Brian smiles helplessly.
That's right.
Yes, you're right. Now I can fully understand what you're saying. Besides, I can't run away in a huff like I did when I was young anymore.
Huh.
I have a gift for you too. Please don't, Miss Winifred. You know when she uses her ultimate, everything turns into water? I think that's what she's doing now. Yeah. I mean, I never thought that her ultimate was literally her summoning an ocean. Probably some sort of illusion or something. Which seems to be what's happening. I'm so old now, I can't repay you with anything of value. Are you trying to return that same pain to me? Winifred doesn't answer. Instead, she stands up and slowly approaches the bed. The cool sea breeze seems to draw nearer. A few drops of warm liquid fall on his face like soft rain, or like a voice that has long been absent. Tears? Mr. Bryan, I remember those eyes from long ago. Green, timid, puerile? But also filled with immense courage and passion. As a child? I can see. Warmth rushes through every inch of his body, like an athlete finally returning to a familiar track. Strength gradually returns to his body. He breathes deeply, his lungs filling with fresh air. His vision clears in the hands before him, still youthful and unscathed by bullet marks clasped together in disbelief. The sound of the tide becomes clearer in his ears. It is the earnest echo of that time more than 60 years ago. Are they all alive? Excuse me. The tables, chairs, and books swim in this boundless blue sea, tacitly dancing that same dance he saw all those years ago. I remember this dance. They danced so well, so joyfully that it made me forget all my pain. His memories awaken. Yes, this is it. This is the house from my dreams. I've returned. Miss Winterfriend, was it you? Have you given me this dream? Oh, there she is. Mr. Bryan, what a pleasure it is to see you again. She reaches out her hand as if greeting an old friend after many years.
It's true.
It's really you.
So...
It's always been you, hasn't it? He reaches out a trembling hand as if trying to touch that dream from his childhood. Yes, it's me, my friend. Time flows forward. The water rises, then silently falls back to its origin.
Hurry up!
Dr. David, please hurry. Dad's just in there. They open the door. Oh, he's done. The room has returned to its original state, indistinguishable from when they left. The old man on the bed no longer stirs. His mouth is curved into a slight smile, as though he has drifted away into a sweet and peaceful dream. A notebook lies on his chest. No longer clutched in his hands, it has fallen open like a silent tombstone. A new page is presented, one bearing elegant handwriting and still wet ink. I can tell probably her name, right? Oh no. Thus he lived the life fulfilled. He never owed anything to anyone, be they colleagues, lovers, children, or friends. Not for a single moment did he ever abandon his ideals. In memory of a brave old friend who steadfastly held to himself amid the raging rapids of time. Damn. Okay. I can kind of see why Eternity covets money so much. It's like, it's, what's the word? Impersonal enough, right? That she doesn't have to feel attached to it, but it is something that kind of lasts throughout the years. Like, even if it's not the same bill that she had, it is something that will serve her no matter how long she lives, essentially. Right? Like, it's basically the only constant when everything around her is changing. At least until the country gets overthrown and the currency changes, who knows. But Brian, you would have loved the Castlevania show, yeah? Vampires, man. I'm still not certain. I mean, she's probably a vampire, right? At least to some degree. However, I don't know if, her vampirism is specifically the one that we think of. Because, I mean, everything kind of points to her bleeding dry, sea life, essentially. I actually think she might herself be... I believe she's classified as an arcanist in the game, so maybe not full, but to some degree she might be like some sort of sea critter. Even then she would just convert her currency. Yeah, exactly, right? It is... Currency is like the one constant because it's so ubiquitous. I think she herself might be a critter, or at least partially. So her form of vampirism would be devouring other sea creatures. which is why, you know, the blue blood and the like shellfish in her story 1 and stuff like that. Okay. I actually like the Turney story. I think it was very interesting how very little of it, actually none of it, took place from her point of view. This is all, I think this is the first anecdote where the story is completely from some outside point of view looking in, which fits, I think, because Eternity is kind of meant to be this, you know, distant figure, right? Kind of aloof, not really someone we're meant to know, just kind of someone we sort of see like fragments and snippets of. All right, we're gonna take a bit of a break. I need to use the restroom and get more water, and then we're gonna jump right into the end of Rayashki. I think she's a marine arcane creature. I feel like that's the case, yes. Especially since she kind of seems to be able to communicate with them in her ult and with her like handbag and shit. All right, I'll be back in, let's say 5 minutes, right? We'll be back in 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and put on the waiting screen. Okay, we are back. Let's adjust this guy. Christ, come on. I don't think we learned that much about Eternity, even in her anecdote. Yes, I think that was the point, actually. She very much seems like this character that we're only supposed to, like, see certain facets of.
Thanks for
Like, her whole thing is being a mystery, I think. What will Eternity have after 500 years? A lot of fucking money. It was the next day right after the Lord Protector's death, the day when the troupe performer named the Fool put on the funniest mask of the year. Seems in character. Mesmer Jr. began writing her 111th complaint about X-filing the laboratory safety. Yeah, sounds about right. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to Rayashki. Well, actually, let me go ahead and see what I can clear here real quick.
The world overwhelms
Let's
me.
go ahead and level someone
It's
up.
good such a back.
Oh, finally made up your mind to share some secrets with me? Grab those.
We doing Rayashki? We are indeed doing Rayashki now. Very much so. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. What happened in Rayashki? Oh, so Rayashki, we have just gone to the point where Zeno wants to take over. They gave them a little bit of an ultimatum: either join them as employees or else stay in Rayashki and have the town become basically a military base. And everyone was like, no, we're not doing that. And they basically kicked Zeno out. So now they have to kind of figure out how to get by on their own. X is a menace. He is a menace. He has very, very many times proven to be not the most, you know, safe person to be around. The future we choose. At least these are voiced, so I don't have to talk as much because my throat hurts. Children's Square, Rayashki.
Miss Vila, they've been doing strange things.
We're always doing strange things.
Father took out a lot of old books, and he spends most of his time looking over his blueprints now. He said they will be the key to saving the town. Shame I can't read those books or help with anything.
My dad was acting strange too. He started fiddling with the bottles from under his bed again.
Oh no, Nina.
But Mom didn't scold him this time. She even took out some of her treasures from the cabinet. Reindeer horn, noisy birch sap, golden teeth seal whiskers.
X in his anecdotes has had the most aura out of all the Yeah, I mean, he straight up killed a dude in his anecdote. We haven't really had that before, damn. He wasn't even sorry about it.
Dad said his potions would keep everyone energetic for a whole day.
Hey,
Even Mr. Miser took out his wand from the safe box.
how many of them are... Is this... I assume mostly human, but... Is this just a settlement of arcanists? The children cluster around Vela, pleading for answers. Vela is about to speak when hurried, laboring footsteps interrupt her.
Move, kids.
Move, kids. Oh, it was
Good luck,
Patrick.
Comrade Vila.
They should make the character Atlas pages bigger to include arcane creatures and maybe. Oh, I would love to have like an a critter or arcane creature like compendium. That'd be so cool. Like we could actually get more background on them and power categories as well. Yeah, just like what everyone is capable of. Regrettably, his march cannot proceed, as he's now become the children's
Mr.
newest focus.
Are
Everyone
you
seems to be
doing
going
strange
magic and
things too?
potions. The book bag on his shoulder cannot elude the children's scrutiny. And it's not a cookbook he carries, but something far weightier.
How to use and maintain model A050.
Oh god.
Operation
guns.
manual of model
I think.
Saka 1562. These dusty books, they look older than me.
These old friends are our textbooks.
Do adults take exams too?
We're doing something far more important than exams, kids.
He sounds way too happy about
We
this,
haven't
man.
used these old fellas since Zeno brought the new ones. Most of our comrades don't know how to operate them.
Are they guns? Why
Now
does he
is
sound
the
so
time
happy?
to put them back into use. Comrade Knut has been teaching us how to use these outdated technologies.
That's right. All the adults have been divided into many groups. Knut is leader of the engineering group, and Pasono's uncle is in the investigation group, while Nina's father has joined the potion group. All of them take part in the creator combat training at dusk every day, and we share our combat experience with each other. And everyone is working hard to explore the mine.
The children burst into questions, seeking the current whereabouts and activity of every single adult they can think of.
Ha ha! We will be able to live on our own without Zeno!
Miss Vila, I want the dog to be proud of me too.
Is the chef a gun freak? That's what I'm getting. I'm assuming the numbers that he was talking about were guns, models, or something like that, right? And if so, he sounds way too excited about it.
Is there anything that we can do?
I have lots of metal toy trains. Can we make components out of them?
No, Pasono, not your
They can
trains.
spin and whistle like a
Why did
minecart.
Pasono not get a life to do? Everyone else did.
That's a great
At least all the
idea.
other kids did.
I'm sure it will inspire everyone.
No, let them use mine first.
Going to fight Xeno. They're fighting the critters. And shoot up among
Calm
the
down,
children.
children. I know you want to do your bit.
They're arming up to
Our
fight the
future
critters.
needs
Not Xeno. Xeno's fucked off as far as I know.
Now your job is to study hard, so Rayashki can rely on you in the future.
The way Patrick speaks makes me think of a
Understand?
child's like TV show.
Oh, what about August? We can't find him. He'll be
Every
so
time.
sad if he doesn't get to have a job too.
Oh, this child.
Don't worry, Nina. He is helping the town in his own way.
They're my name. Okay. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. It's still, he's a little too excited about it, but at least he's not like all up in the violence. Here's. Is he fighting? Okay. A gunshot sounds and a Kikitok swiftly scurries away. I'll just shoot the Kikitoks. Like directly.
These guys?
This child is going to hurt himself, I swear to God. The boy is a conductor of a symphony of arms. Gunfire and the noise of battle follow in the wake of little Sunflower's hands.
It's only been a few months. Can't believe the monsters have already occupied the whole place.
Oh, it's been a while. Time skip, huh?
Well, not a problem as long as we've got our mischievous little comrade. He always knows exactly where they will come out.
Avgaz is out here planting sunflowers and making friends again, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Smoothly without him.
Why does he know where they
I would
are?
never
Is it like his
thought
ley
he
line
could
magic?
do this if Comrade Winsome hadn't endorsed him.
He just really took to the ley line stuff, I'm
Never
guessing.
underestimate any of our comrades, big or small. Do I need to repeat that again?
First, Avgust is securely guarded despite his dangerous mission. He's showing them the weak
Done,
points, yeah.
August. You protected everyone.
Protected?
Did?
But I was just teaching our monster friends how to dance right. They are slow learners.
Oh no.
Yes, that's what we want you to do.
She struggles to match her words to her little friend's own imaginative interpretations.
A performance with the Kikituks. Your job is to tell which critter I mean, which friend is dancing wrong? That's your talent, isn't it? Just like you showed us before?
Oh,
Oh,
but what if they dance right?
we don't have to shoot him. Oh, I guess we're still shooting him.
Then they deserve some Alenka chocolate, don't they?
Indeed, for all those scattered, many more come slinking in behind them. They shadow every move, intent on repelling their intruders.
Comrade Sergei, our new friend is right beside your boots. I think he is hoping to kiss them. Will you dance with him?
What?
Maybe Augustus powers divination, and the stone makes the plants grow. Oh, that could be the case. I mean, we know divination is more of a generic sort of arcanum that anyone can learn. Maybe he sort of knows it passively, somehow. I mean, he definitely took to the ley line thing very quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised if he learned other things too.
Watch out!
And with the stone being runium, which I assume is some sort of energy source, maybe it accelerates growth. He could also explain why he's really fucking dumb. You know, it's been stunting his growth. These things have 3 heads. Oh, they're a pack. Oh, there's 3 of them. I thought it was a single one. Alright, Star.
Could be found. It's newly made this year.
Yeah, it was in that.
It's a bubble. You a rational member? Got you.
There we go.
Could be something that
There we go.
intersect and divide. You a rational member? I remember it's called lending a hand.
Thanks, Joe. Zap.
Back off!
Yevgeny surges forward, white light piercing the last Kikituk's nostrils. Yevgeny pushes the carcass aside, allowing blood to drip onto the snow. He fixes intently on Windsong.
There are many more critters than we can deal with here.
Are you implying the runium is messing with his brain? That's a dark take. Look, the kid's got a magic rock on him, alright? We don't know what this thing does. He's just got it wrapped around his neck, come on. And he's clearly not like the other kids, who are allegedly arcanists, so you know what? It could be the rock. You never know.
Many of us are injured. We must retreat.
Like, for all we know, that shit's radioactive, right? Faint moans rise from a stretcher, bandages and bloodstains accumulating in a small mound on the snow.
We made the decision to come here together, Comrade Evgeny. We are so close to the Burps. We must not give up now.
I know everyone's wounded. But look how far we've gone. It's been worth it, don't you think?
I feel like Avgus can predict or understand things way better than average, but we don't understand. Yeah, that's basically it. He interprets things in his own way. And it's in some cases it really helps us out, you know? We just can't really parse the things he's telling us unless we have, like, visual understanding.
This is all my fault. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Don't be, Comrade Winslow. You've given us a workable plan and helped us recognize our little comrade's potential. No?
He ruffles Avgus's head.
He's only a child.
He's only a child. Think about children.
He's one of us, Comrade Evgeny. I will keep him safe. We aren't just digging a mine now. If we manage to find this resource, no one will have to leave. And we can continue to live together, right?
But there's no way Zeno's just gonna leave the resource there. There's no way. If they do find it. Scattered applause bursts up like firecrackers until it becomes a thundering display. Rifles, refurbished and polished, rise in harmony with pickaxes and tools.
These wounds are nothing compared to the glory of our future.
Again, I think this is a foolish idea.
Oh, it's done. Come on, man. He says nothing else, then turns to leave without looking back. Really? What? Feature we choose. Oh, Trace. I haven't seen one of these in a while. The story begins with a melody that echoes through the airspace of the workshop, signaling the beginning of a new day. And a hand. Oh shit, there's a dispatch thing for this event as well. With search skill. I don't know what that means. What the fuck is a search skill? It doesn't matter, it's 20 fucking seconds. Or I'm gonna be so mad if they find the resources, you know, acts like they always believe in them. I don't even think it's gonna be that. I think like the moment they find the resources, you know, is gonna do like a straight up hostile takeover. They're military, man. There is no way they're letting this one go if they find it. Ain't no shot. We should take these components to the appropriate comrade. With my years of experience in mining, I can assure you they are still usable and physical use. Maybe they contain traces of vernium, explaining their pristine appearance. In these times of steel shortages, every little contribution counts. I imagine Comrade Villa is with the children right now, making sure they don't miss their lessons. Could it be the miners have returned to the abandoned mine? Maybe we should take a shorter route to the hotel and let Comrade Evgeny investigate. Alright, let's do that. Those people walking in front of the hotel, are they from Zeno? Let's not talk about them behind their backs. Yes, I see them. Isn't Comrade Evgeny negotiating with Zeno? They must be looking for him. I thought they left. They left. No, they left. It looks like Comrade Evgeny isn't here. I'll have to come back later. At least I thought Zeno left as a whole. He left. Tomorrow or the day after, perhaps. Honestly, this is not the way I want to leave this town. I still have the scars from shoveling snow on my legs, and we just fixed the windows at home. Who wants to leave just like that? But what Comrade Evgeny said was reasonable, and he's always truthful. You're afraid he'll hear you. You may be close to the meeting room, but... Not afraid. I wouldn't have made the decision to come here. We weren't afraid in the pioneer days either. But Comrade Villa says exactly what everyone said back then. The town has been built, and we have been living here for a while now. Our days are not as hectic as they used to be, but it is invigorating to see the resurgence of the pioneer spirit after such a long time. Hey, alright, that's the attitude we need. If we walk a little faster, we can still make it back to work on time. 200 cornerstones. Oh, grassroots. I'm reading of Gus Bond, and I think his mother froze. He has a snowman, where has Mama gone? And then he says the snowman is, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, with the way he references dad as sleeping in the mines, he just doesn't really parse death the way that we do, or at all, really. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure both his parents have kicked it. Oh, grass.
It's me.
Oh, is he a traitor? Is that what's going on?
You!
Oh no, it's Winsong.
I want to talk.
He wants to talk. Just talk, or are we fighting?
I was just about to look for you, Comrade Evgeny. I've found more details.
Genya.
Here.
Song turns away and begins to search through the mountainous piles of documents.
Trust me, they will ease your mind. More or less.
A cold wind rushes between them through the open window.
Let's skip to the point. I want you to stop your research.
Of course.
What?
Our exploration has only just started, yet many of our people have already been hurt. Can you promise there won't be further injuries or worse before we've found this fairy tale treasure? Your so-called new resource is still unconfirmed, yet the price we've paid looking for it is already mounting. We had other options, safer options for all of us.
The snow has turned to wet rain, splashes up the windowsill and onto her as they speak.
We just need to be better prepared. We will arm ourselves with more knowledge for next time.
I see as she was buried in the snow and just assume that she's part of the snow now. Yeah.
I know
His mother
you're
is, I'm
after
pretty sure, done.
the study of ley lines.
Got buried and died.
The people here may be enthusiastic, but they are only laymen. I've spoken with someone who can help you far more.
The unhurried steps of expensive boots mark an unfortunately familiar.
It is good to see you, Miss Vinsong.
Fuck this guy.
Our proud scholar of a budding, if still informal, school.
Bro, they're doing exactly what you said they were, Pebbles. God damn it. His expression is genuine and surprised, as though this is the first time they've ever met. Oh, this fucking snake.
And you, the big shot from Zeno.
Goddamn rat.
Should I feel flattered you stopped by?
He feigns obliviousness to Winsong's teasing.
I read your files, as Mr. Evgeny suggested. You know already that Zeno has investigated many arcane cases, and been deployed to many places related to Arcanum. But we have never met anyone quite as obsessive in their study as you are.
Is the catch here?
What
What's
now?
the angle?
Have the big shots decided they are going to trust my studies?
If Zeno takes the Rayashki, would 100% Zeno not support you? Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. They're gonna be there until you're no longer useful, then fuck it. It's over. Like, if they can remove the power source to someplace a little more secure and maybe not so remote, Rayashki is done. Bertold smiles. He always smiles, brimming with all the joy of a crocodile.
Well, while I might admire your perseverance myself, no, they're
Okay,
not convinced.
so you're useless.
We just wonder what you and your school have gained from this long journey.
Oh, he's digging for information. Is that what it is? He looks past her, assessing the mounds of scattered papers.
Enough with the crap.
Thank you. Thank you.
As you wish. First, I believe you owe Comrade Evgeny some thanks.
Fucking hell, this guy.
Huh?
Fresh letter of recommendation. Oh, I was
The
zoning out
less
there a
than
little bit.
satisfactory results from your study may not have earned this letter from Zeno. But Comrade Evgeny
Fresh letter of
insisted
recommendation. Oh.
on us offering it to you.
There is no way this is from
Once you
Broad.
have our recommendation, you will be able to communicate with all the renowned scholars in our lab. Your long wait for recognition will be over. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
His tone is calm. His victory is assured.
All I ask is, stop this farce.
Right, because without Winsong they can't continue, so they'll be forced to settle. Yeah.
Wow, I am so grateful. I think I might cry. All we have to do is wait for Zeno's grace to be bestowed on us. We should be moved to tears by your mercy, no?
Damn, she's sassy.
Putting aside your sarcasm, I would suggest you consider the danger of throwing away this opportunity. You are wasting time, effort, maybe even lives on some foolish wild goose chase. We can offer the people here a much safer and more feasible way forward. Don't you see?
I mean, okay, like, they're assholes, right? But it makes sense. Yevgeny, at the very least, if not this fucking guy, makes sense. It's just, they're fucking dicks, so you don't want to agree with them. Bertolt raises an eyebrow. He presents his case less as reason than as indisputable truth.
And what about Rayashki?
He looks at her pitifully.
All things come to an end. It will disappear quietly, overtaken by the wilds of this land, when the time comes. At least, it may leave a small place in the historical records. No offense intended, Mr. Evgeny.
We cannot solve the problems we're having without Zeno's help.
All of these problems will be solved, as long as we find this new resource.
I'm afraid you're mistaken, Miss Vincent.
You haven't noticed Winsong is lying that she was hired by Zeno and they had the whole discussion, but she tries to... Oh. I didn't notice she was lying. I assumed that she actually was kind of contracted by Zeno as an outsider, right? With like limited resources and what have you. Oh. I'm afraid you're mistaken, Miss
As far as
Winsong.
Zeno is concerned, the value of this land is exhausted. Fairy tale resources notwithstanding. Once we've transferred the Arcanists away, Rayashki will be abandoned.
The crocodile smiles, cracks again, growing annoyed at his now long overdue victory.
We are aware of the danger that staying here poses to these people, and it is our responsibility to save them, whether they wish to resist us or not. That's the only reason for our decision. Understand?
I don't believe you. Winsong sets down the ley energy chart, the culmination of her countless efforts, without saying a word.
Let's be practical.
I don't think...
Zeno has many outstanding young people, a strong academic atmosphere, a better future. You will get the opportunity to revive your school of ley lines, if you pass the exam.
Her fingers press onto the paper, tracing a newly embossed seal. The carrot is sweeter and more fragrant than before. How long now had she imagined this moment? In dim, stuffy basements, in underpaid editorial offices, under faceless, nameless, scrutinizing gazes. I say that she's lying, but that she has nothing to do with Zeno in front of the people. Oh, that's what you mean. Yes. Because I know I was pretty sure, at least, that, she was affiliated with Zeno to some degree. But yeah, no, it's for the villagers, that makes more sense.
This will be a better choice for all of you.
Mr. Bigshot, could you use your rusted brain to think of a more noble reason than consumerism and elitism? Do you really think our desire for a better life is the only reason why we refuse to leave?
Well, you
use
could also die,
ordinary
right?
people as a
Like,
stepping
that's
stone to power and privilege.
a very real
And
possibility.
even now you take our sacrifices for granted.
Reality is cruel. Not you, not Rayashki, and not even Zeno can save everyone. You will have to deal with that.
Yep.
You should take what is to come as an inevitable optimization of our society's development.
Again, not wrong,
I
but an
know.
asshole.
Life may still get harder even if we find this new resource. So what?
The defiance in her voice reignites her long-lost courage.
Your brand of elitism may have invaded every corner of the world, but not this town. Not yet.
I see. Most scholars like you hold the same naivete.
They refuse to leave any of their comrades behind, even if the price is their own future. What we would sacrifice ourselves for is not the study of ley lines or any other personal goals, but our dream to thrive together. To live in a bright future we all can share. As for this...
She scrunches up his gaudy recommendation. Winsong is finally telling that crossbow faster off. Yeah. Yeah. She's actually holding her own. Very nice.
A leper never changes its spots.
That's fucking rich from you, my guy. What have you been trying to do this entire time? Bertolt leaves his final words hanging in the room, departing without looking back. A crumpled letter rolls out of the window. It lands in the snow, slowly being covered until there is no trace of it left. Will things get better? Winsong, too preoccupied to care, slumps back in her chair, gulping in the crisp air of her new world.
I envy your innocence, Miss Winsong.
Evgeny at least is human, right? He acts very much like a human would. You'd expect him to
change the world. But when I looked up, the gate to the new world was already closed. Little Rayashki just coasted along, and I tried to keep everything the way it was. But I failed. Rayashki is doomed. All our efforts, our will, our dreams, nothing can change the creeping reality. We attempted to achieve something meaningful, something that could make history, but...
Evgeny strains to lift his head, his face obscured in a kind of darkness beyond the reach of light.
The spirit of the times stands against what we are building here. Not just Xeno, but the whole world. That's what reality is like. Boring, cruel, disappointing.
The scene falls into a wordless, motionless quiet. After a long while, Winsong rises. She has shed all other burdens, and the tantalizing carrot is gone.
You are too pessimistic, Comrade Yevgeny.
Yeah.
Xeno has tried to recruit me several times. Do you know what I've learned from all their efforts? They don't want us to explore that mine. They belittled our efforts, offered pity for Rayashki, and then planned out a promising future for us. Yet they didn't give us a hand, even when our people were injured or died. Do you really think they are so eager to stop us just because they don't want any more sacrifices? Of course not, my friend. A lesson I learned from living in their society. Never do what your enemies want you to do.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, the music, the hype music, the way that it just kind of kicks in the moment she starts her
Xeno is afraid of us.
Speech. Hell yeah.
They are afraid that we may discover a new kindling to relight our fire. That we may burn so brightly that we grow out from their control to create our own future.
You,
The man's completely
But they can't
thunderstruck.
have it their way. Rayashki belongs to us, as does the future.
Faint flickers of that fire seem to be there, somewhere in the man before her. Yevgeny looks up with a complex expression.
I will give it some thought, Miss Comrade Winsong.
Fucking hell, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, it feels like they keep mentioning fairy tales, and it does feel like a fairy tale, right? Because they have all of this stuff that you would think is wildly impractical. But, like, realistically, they don't stand a chance, right? Like, even if they were to find this magical resource, Xeno has all the firepower. They could just take it. Like, the fact that they're giving them a chance here at all is... they're completely at their mercy, right? They can't stop them if they ever decide to just wipe them out. Like, shit, man. Like, I have a hard time seeing what they're gonna accomplish here, but it's a story, so we'll see, right? Hello, gentlemen. Hello, comrade of Xeno. Comrade. Is this like... Are some people kind of... defecting? If you're here to see Comrade Evgeny, we can wait a little, or is there something else important you'd like to discuss? We talked, and Miss Winsong was there. Comrade Evgeny is doing what's best for everyone, we all know that, but I'll tell you. I personally don't want to leave this place, even if he... No, the lady turned down my proposal, and Comrade Evgeny didn't seem too invested in it either. Isn't Xeno's help good news for all of you? I think Xeno... Yes, I think they want to take the city legally, just because it looks better on, like, everything, right? You know? But I think they're gonna... Like, if we find this magic infinite power source, I think they're gonna stop pulling punches. Like, there is no way they're just gonna let this go for optics, right? Like, we find it... all gloves are off. Like, we're so fucked. Isn't Xeno's help good news for all of you? I can't comprehend the reasoning behind rejecting an abundance of food, a suitable climate, and comfortable housing. That's what I'm saying. The bear told so much of a dick I don't want to agree with him. It's not easy to leave something you've built with your own hands, comrade. I doubt you've ever experienced living in a home you built yourself, let alone living in this way. Chances are you have never even touched freshly mined ore in your life. That's true, gentlemen, but why do you insist on doing everything yourself? It seems that our conversation has come to an end. I will stay here until Evgeny arrives and gives an answer, which should be soon. Like, he seems just completely non-comprehending, you know? Dealing with these neighbors is something everyone is familiar with, but having an extra person around is always beneficial. Rayashki's Pyramidon was closed in 1998. Oh, Pyramidon. Is that the name of the, I'm assuming that's, like, the real-life city it was based on, right? Yeah, it was closed in 1998. Like, if we go by the original history, right? That's 2 years. They had 2 years. Oh, it's the Kickers. Why are we fighting Kickers, dude? These are supposed to be, like, not hostile. What's going on? What is this fucking card set? Dear lord. Oh, it gave me Vila. Bullshit, man. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I can't switch. Okay. Let's do this way.
Another shop newly made this year. Thank you for your cooperation.
His name? Yeah. Okay. I figured.
There they are.
Yeah. Like, even Pyramid closed down, right? 2 years since 1996, which is when we take place now. Right? Like, if that's the basis, then realistically speaking, they don't stand a goddamn chance.
Another star? Newly made this year. Thank you for your cooperation.
Cheeto?
There they are.
Nice. Let's roll this. Actual attacks, yes.
Another star? Newly
I
made
think
this
this will
year.
kill, but we gotta follow up at least. Oh, it will. Okay. There we go. No covers all, including your grumpy neighbors. Identical long tables, matching chairs, and potatoes, potatoes, and more potatoes. In the past, we had access to tin cans and even jam and flour. It was a challenge to transport supplies, but unfortunately, the weather was cold enough that nothing spoiled during the trip. Time was not an issue in those days. We had an abundance of it. Pictures look... Oh, so they actually modeled the game to some degree after the city. That's kind of cool. Had I known the true value of Alyonka, I would have been more careful about giving them away. Maybe I could have kept a few. Oh well, too late to regret it now. First we gathered around a single table to portion out the canned food, meticulously sopping up every last drop of broth. But now there are more tables, but a lot less variety in our meals, and it's not like we can go hunting for critters to supplement our meals. Why not? Why can't people live off of ore like they do? I have an urge to give a detailed account of my past and present experience because Rayashki is exceptional. It is the most remarkable town I've encountered, though my travels have been limited. But I'm worried that it will one day disappear. That's for sure. If Comrade Evgeny agrees to Zeno's proposal, this place will soon be a land of snow again. The factories, the machines, everything will be covered with snow, just as it was when we first arrived. I have to remember to write down all the details in case the kids ask me. I want to be able to tell them about everything that disappeared. Of course, it's not going to be written down in any textbooks. There are countless unsung heroes in Rayashki. A place filled with ordinary people just trying to make ends meet. That's the reality of our lives here. I mean, they keep saying they're ordinary, but... they're gonna get themselves killed. Marching March, an epic composition about the countless unimportant people. What is this? Looks like a dragon, kind of, right? The wings, the bodies, this leg, another leg. Okay. Marching March. Rayashki. The steel behemoths rumble. What a giant monster! I mean, the little thing on the map looks like it. They have plowed through snow, mud, and soil to reach their target.
I haven't done any field investigation of ley energy since our school fell apart.
Winsong puts away her tools, hands trembling slightly.
Don't worry, Comrade Winsong. Look, these stones are still the same stones we've always known.
He catches the worry in Winsong's expression.
And don't be afraid to fail. My father told me that failure is just success and progress.
It's optimistic. Well, tell me the villager's going to fight it. Yeah, I don't think it's an actual dragon. It's just what the rock formation looked like.
Even if we cannot find this new resource or save our Rayashki, we've come back here together and worked for our common goal. We have nothing to complain about.
Winsong's getting cold feet, yeah. I mean,
right.
I mean, this kind of all hinges on her,
result,
right? Like, if she screws up, they're fucked.
Now, leave the rest to us.
Like, she was the one who convinced him to do it all. If it all turns out fruitless, I mean, damn. He turns his head and shouts towards the drilling machine.
Comrade Yuri, check the connection status. Don't forget to check the drill, Comrade Yelena.
Yelena.
Relax, it's much easier than opening a can with only your fingers.
Knut is high tier character, he's one of my favorites. He's very, very positive. People crowd together, shovels, hoes, and picks ringing out in unison. God, all the shots in this event are so nice. Magnificent drilling machine emerges something. The roars of drills pierce the earth. The stubborn, frozen soil does nothing to hinder their progress. Their resonance is a sound that echoes in Winsong's ears, the sound of impassioned unity of purpose and vision. This place is like the square, like their public canteen, like their factory, like every corner of Rayashki. Clearly, it is a scene worth capturing. She has shouldered away the entire village. Yeah, exactly. It is all on her. Or at least all on what she's convinced them to do.
Knut had grown a slender heart. One that reached places no one could, and picked up stones there. They are not like the soft, transparent stones from the sky. These are hard, as chocolate.
Ice. It's called ice, bro.
I think they are good stuff, too. Villa said we could make them into guns and houses
Oh,
throughout
metal.
the town. But
This kid's thinking is so goddamn
the
abstract.
owner of the stones.
Oh, he knows something. Why does he know something? The busy adults pay no heed to the child's mutterings. I don't like that. They gather around the newly collected core samples.
Am I right that this sample is from 100 meters underground?
Same. If a certain character isn't coming after her, I would have pulled for. Ah, fuck. What's coming? It's Lucy. God damn.
Yes. Usually we
I
don't need
shouldn't
to
have said
reach
that.
that
It's fine.
deep
It's
to
fine.
find runium ore.
Relax, comrades. At least it proves there is something new under Rayashki.
We're gonna keep spoilers under wraps, right?
I have been a miner for 40 years, and one thing I know for sure is this. This is not bedrock.
No, bedrock.
It's a Kikituk's hair.
Winsong carefully scrapes the colorful powder from the rocks and places it into a test tube. Magic.
The black marks are the new resource we're looking for. The
If they
red
fight a
brown
giant monster,
ones are
Gus
the
will show them how to
Kikituks.
defeat. Yeah, that's.
And
I
the
feel like
bright
that's how it's
yellow
gonna turn
ones
out.
are their mineral-eating relatives, the Hoituks.
I mean, of course, it just has all the plot armor at this point. Honestly, that kid's not gonna die. There's no way.
The machine will show us the stability of the ley energy in a minute.
It's black, like the thing on the map.
We are at the source of the ley energy now. So the lines should have been pure.
Uh-oh. Who is the owner
If
of
my
those
eyes
exactly?
serve me right,
There's gotta
I think I
be
see bad news.
something's coming, bro. What's
You're right.
gonna happen?
This source is like an estuary polluted beyond recovery. It is carrying too many traces, both from creatures and non-creatures. Besides, the black ore down there seems to have attracted a large number of critters, which has only worsened the pollution. A senior of mine said in his notes that in this case, it will take a push for the core to activate its self-purification system.
So push it.
Shoot, we got a big one.
Big critter? Is it time? We fighting? Oh, we're fighting.
Waves. It's seawater.
Clearly it's not.
We should have prepared swimming floats. Yes, but the waves won't reach us if we ride this sled.
There's a slight hum from the vibration.
If the ley energy materializes, put in a 7.62 centimeter sea serpent bone, 3 drops of common vervain sap, and 20 milligrams of snail sawfish embryo.
No, didn't understand any of it. He's just nodding. Nodding along. The emergency line handling guides trial booklet in her hand is something. Crazy. Whoa. A colored slime continues to ooze out. Slime, well, no longer a mere note in her reference material, but an observable substance. It's a slime lane. Oh, it was a fucking dragon. Jesus Christ. It's some Monster Hunter shit, man. It's a Gogmazios. There's a beautiful stone on his neck, too. Oh, no.
Did your father also fall asleep in the mine?
And there you go again, I've guessed.
Is that the raw runium ore that Zeno has been looking for? The energy is so pure. No wonder it materialized into such a huge body.
Oh, so this is like a construct of Arcanum entirely. Surrounded by the spectacle, more creatures emerge from nearby shafts. Enticed by the potential for a feast.
Comrades, defense formation.
Transformation, bro. We are so
Miners,
fucked.
Stay behind us and evacuate.
There is no way, man. If it's just
Comrades,
villagers, no.
Stand with me if you got a weapon. No matter if it's a rifle,
Do they
a
not see
staff,
this thing?
or a shovel,
Jesus.
grip them tight. This is our Rayashki's future we're fighting
Rayashki.
for. We've been waiting for this, haven't we?
This guy has far too much confidence. More weapons are raised, clanging together as they begin their battle march.
Dear comrades, this is the critical moment for our town. No good weapons, no external support, but we have our friends, our family, and each other, who will never leave anyone behind.
Yes,
Yes.
there's nothing to be afraid of. We can always figure it out, so long as
we still have hope.
Xenojiva. It is Xenojiva, isn't it? It's got the same color palette, just not as glowy. Kind of ironic. Yeah. This came from the earth, Xeno came from the skies. Okay. What do we want? Do we want star for this? Alright. This is a balanced fight. Fuck me. At least they have guns, but are like guns effective against Stone Ore? That no, absolutely not.
This thing is huge!
Oh, he's got a little friend too.
No way.
It actually is a Xenojiva.
Where are all these little monsters hiding?
the ley energy here is like a feast set out for the nearby critters. None of them can resist the temptation.
I wonder if I can brute force this. We can probably brute force this,
Kittens
right?
are dancing, the Igiraks are singing, and the Kikituks are drawing with their breath. Is this their Tin Hat Festival?
Okay, time to go. It's time to fucking go.
There is nothing to be afraid of. We've got our comrades, our weapons, and our spirit.
Why is Marcus here?
Victor.
Oh, she was my fourth slot. Whoops. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're fine. Probably.
It could be found.
I guess we just
Will we make another jar?
what's your face?
Uh-huh.
It's you and hope it's enough.
Got you.
Oh, it's dying pretty quickly. Unless I'm assuming there's more than one round. Or there's like a second phase or something. Oh, what is with all the follow-ups? I was definitely not paying attention to what I was clicking. How did I do that?
Or this one, this book, or this one. Really made it here. Great. No mistakes. I can't make it.
We made it?
We made it?
Well done, comrades. I knew we could make it.
I don't think so.
No, something's wrong. Do you feel it too?
Shoot. The ley energy has sensed danger. It's become even more active.
Yep. Sounds about right.
To deal with the pollution of other threats, the system will choose critters with potential and make them...
Can we still defeat it this time? Comrade Vysotsky, do not worry. Look around you. We have got your back.
Calm down. Calm down. Think hard. There must be a weakness to this creature. I can do this.
No, you're wrong, Comrade Winsong.
You can't do it.
We can do this.
Okay.
He turns gray. Let's get it over quick.
So it basically champions one of its little friends. Is that what's going on here?
Got you.
Oh, Marcus doesn't get her passive in this setup. Okay, that's annoying. I don't know why I had her in here. I think it was just to build bond. Yes, this theme is so good. I mean, I really like the music for this whole event in general. I think it's particularly high up there, just as a whole. Let's see, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? It doesn't fucking matter. Who's the hidden?
Another jar? Isn't it? Or this one? Like a metaphor?
Oh, we have the numbers nerd and the book nerd on this team. Look at that.
Great. Come space. Stop.
This is probably the most optimized setup. I'm assuming this is the farming node, so probably gotta figure something out for this when I actually get around to running the auto run. There's a Genesis proc here. Be careful of the frost. What frost, man? What frost?
Now it's easier to understand.
I think it's 8% resist damage to allies and also heals. Okay. So kill the ads first. Alright.
I'll fill the cup for you.
Mechanics. Yeah.
Oh, there's a bubble.
No friends though. Oh no, they're dying.
Medic, get the wounded to the back. Move!
No! It's not that bad.
Don't push yourself too hard. All of our comrades are willing to fight, so we don't have to leave anyone behind. Trust me. All right. All wounded, fall back. Team
It
3,
also loses
take
HP
their
when he
position.
attacks you. Okay.
Comrade View is right.
Just tank
We
through.
won't leave any of our comrades on the battlefield. It'd be a shame if we didn't get to see you cry at the victory celebration.
Got it.
Got it. Oh man, look at that Marcus setup. Sure.
Or this book, or this one. Time to turn the page. To read. Great. Come space.
Let's give him critical rate down. Is that just a part of her skill? I don't think that was part of it. I can probably just ignore the ads at this point. It's low enough, I'm thinking.
Are we really doing this? Isn't it? Another jar? It's newly made this year. I can't read it.
Nope, definitely kill the ads. Or not.
There they are.
Yeah.
We made it!
Good job, comrades. They will be talking about this day.
I always use
for
tuning.
decades.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's more efficient to tune or if it's more efficient to just use multiple in the same attack. No?
See?
I feel like that's
only
more
build
damage
house,
in that
I
way.
also build this rock-solid body.
Make a head count of the wounded and check our remaining supplies. We will need to
We
work in
won.
groups of
We
3.
did. I swear to God, there's another
Thank you,
phase.
comrades. The glory goes to every one of us.
Is there another phase? Well, I mean, there's the little dudes to kill on the.
Victory?
Oh, alright, we got it.
Okay. But what does it
Clay
mean to us?
purifier.
I mean, what does it prove?
Does it prove? Cool dick. Nosy critters have all disappeared, and the strange entity has slumped down. The gathered warriors are exhausted but alive. Slack, take ass tank to the background. Did we make it?
Did we
No.
make it?
Was.
After we drove the critters away, the self-purification system began to run slower.
Haha! Time to go all out. Let's go, comrades.
For a brighter future!
The crowd redoubles their strength as they follow Knut forward. Jesus, come on. I need to fix this. The mount thing I use is kind of shitty. Brilliant rat splashes across the snowfield. What is happening? Oh. What have we
Comrade
done?
Yuri! Get a few more comrades here! We need to move him to the back!
Many comrades are wounded, blood soaking their arms, but their hearts have not faltered. Never retreat, never surrender. See, look at that. She looks so
energy has not run
competent
out
here.
yet. What on earth?
Most of the time, it's worth it to do the same attack since it does more damage. Fusing gives more moxie for. Oh, that is true. Yes.
It's the ore.
Moxies.
Don't tell me it's still powering this thing.
I see. So we just break that stone and it's over, right?
Bro.
Yes.
You're gonna die.
Theoretically.
So dead. Winsong's voice wavers as she catches her breath.
Leave it to me. I'm the marksman here. Just need to get a little closer. Little closer. Comrade Adrian, Comrade Daniel, and I will go with you. There may be something we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Comrades, watch out!
They charge ahead, their spirits unwavering. Oops.
No!
Fall back! Fall back!
Hold back. Bullets fly through the air, their sound like a relentless pounding hail.
Believe! Our attacks cannot break the stone at all!
Really? You didn't see that coming?
Comrade Winsor! What is going on?
The red splashes around them, so vivid against the white snow, halt her words.
The cycle of ley energy is long. It may take months, years, or even longer than that to return to its source.
Oh, you're so fucked.
As long as that ore remains on its neck, the ley energy will continue with the purification until it wipes out everything around.
Winsong's voice is low despite the din of battle.
So all we can do is wait?
For our own safety, we'd better stay out of this area until it completely returns to the source. I should have seen this coming. I'm so sorry.
Surrounded by fallen comrades and dark red streaks, Winsong attempts to conceal the fear in her voice. The wind rises, sharp and howling.
Comrade Patrick, Comrade Nikita, you're not down yet, right? Anyone else?
Bro.
We still got the digger, the crane, and our own strength. Let's try harder. It's nothing more than a stupid stone. We can do this.
We can do this.
That's our last chance.
Rough hands stubbornly rise once more, defying the cold wind and danger. Trickles of blood seep down their arms from cuts and wounds. Warm words cover them like a bandage, offering some solace to their pain.
Stop this senseless sacrifice, Comrade Knut. It's pointless to keep going.
But to save Rayashki is also your dream, no? Our little one from afar swore she would unite all of us, no matter who we are or where we're from.
Where we're from.
We must keep all that in our minds. How can we give up now?
A massive creature stands unmoving like an unyielding mountain. They say it's too hopeful, so here comes the pressing parts. Yeah, I figured. There was no way they were gonna get away with a purely happy event.
Before I met you, my dream was only a joke to the utter south. But you've shown me it isn't unreachable. Now it feels so real and heartwarming. Sometimes I almost forget that you see the fins and scales on my body. That's why I don't want you to sacrifice yourself for nothing. I don't want to lose you.
Her smile is a ray of light breaking through the clouds.
what we want is to stay together. That's why we're fighting to save Rayashki.
Rayashki.
К черту!
Damn.
His swans have lost their feathers. Are we still able to reach the sky?
Uh-oh. The baby is crying. That's when you know it's really bad. Snow begins to fall again, as if casting a veil over the dead, over Rayashki. The roar of the wind grows, but there is something else running with it. Clouds are pushed aside, and a distorted voice calls out from above.
Thank you, comrade Windsong. You rekindled something in us, and you hope, just as you promised.
No. Oh no.
I will tell you that I read some papers on your ley lines after that night. It holds some great ideas, I admit.
Oh, he is totally gonna sacrifice himself in here, isn't he?
Deserve a better future.
Ain't no shot. This man is done. Is it gonna happen? It's gonna happen. Fucking hell. Cool looking monster though.
Wow, sea swallow.
Of course, now is not the time, my dude. No.
Comrades, I want you to know, I recommended you to Zeno only because I was worried for your future. I did not want you to be stuck in a dying town.
Comrade Yevgeny?
Yevgeny?
And it gives me pain to see how brave and determined you all have been. I won't let any of you die here.
Yevgeny, what are you doing?
I think you know.
The sad thing is, I took a very different path long ago. But what does it matter now? Rayashki is proud of you. I am proud of you. You will continue to build the new world of your dreams. Our dream, no matter where or when. I will always be there with you. Seize the opportunity. Vila, Windsong, my comrades!
Boom. Fucking hell, man. What was that?
Природа — это числа и черты.
Did she bury it? Is that what happened? The trails of the old machines wore deep into the frozen ground, forming a raised pathway that led up and away from the scene. Yep. So one confirmed casualty right there. Damn, Evgeny. Oh, still more. The children, finally coming to grips with what they've seen, begin to cry.
Comrade Yevgeny.
Do fish mourn? Can Rusalka cry? No one can really answer this question. Yet around the Rusalka, a ring of salty water seems to rise.
К черту! This is not fair! Just because he was the only pilot here doesn't mean he can make that decision alone. We should have had a boat.
Okay, he's been making decisions alone this entire time, man. Come on. If you look left in the map, you can see the plane approach. Really? I'll have to take a look at that.
We fixed that fighter together. That asshole left us behind.
Damn.
But he will always be our comrade, right?
Nah, fuck him. Time appears to stand still, as all present stand unmoving, none speaking, until one and then many trembling hands rise triumphantly into the sky. Oh, look, she's crying again. Her tie has been bugging me this entire time. I don't know what that's about. It's not fair, Evgeny, now I can't hate you.
Where is the sea swallow?
Yeah, there is the sea swallow.
He flew into the future, child.
That's one way to put it.
The future will all reach one day.
Didn't need to add that part. That's a little dark. Salutes to comrade Evgeny. I did like Evgeny as a character, just throughout this entire thing, because, yeah, he was kind of a dick, but he was a realist, you know? He was doing what he could with what limited resources they had. Like, I understand, even if, you know, I don't necessarily agree that he should have been the one to make that decision for them all. Like, contacting Zeno and all that. But still, like, yeah, I get it. You're here, Comrade Vila. Comrade Winsong and Comrade Raisha helped me take children home. It took some time. What did you find? Comrade Evgeny once mentioned that he kept some things in it's alcohol, isn't it? He said take them out when the time was right. Here, this is all of it. It's fucking booze, isn't it? Gotta tell it because it's from a young... Exactly, like, she did not need to include that part, man. Evgeny had always been a man of action, straightforward and efficient. It seems obvious that this would be reflected by the state of his locker. Said, Vil is taken aback to find only a small iron box inside. Alright. Steadying a tremble in her hand, she picks up the box.
Comrade Yevgeny.
Oh, this is not a voice thing. Comrade Evgeny's name is engraved on the underside. Sea swallows are the birds that catch fish by diving, right? And Novgos knew he was literally going to dive the ley line in his own weird way. And yeah. Novgos knows things, but he doesn't, like, comprehend them in the way that we would. The teacher lifts the lid, taking out a letter inside, taking a deep breath before reading it aloud. Okay, we don't need this. We don't need this. You are reading this, and so I am gone. Don't waste your time on tears or anger. So typical of Evgeny. Within this box are plans for Rayashki's construction and development. I know that my perspective is limited. Yet, it is my hope that these plans may provide the town with some direction in my absence. Our primary focus must be the exploitation and administration of our resources. I've listed those I consider most feasible to pursue and their potential trade value, as well as listing any necessary precautions. Once our future is secure, look to the maintenance of the town's infrastructure, and if possible, bolster security, starting with regular patrols at locations frequented by critters. Another thing, I've spent some time collecting scraps and spare components of runium left over from the factories. You will find them in this box. I made some further notes from before all of this seemed inevitable. You'll find them detailed in my work journal on the desk. I know that many among you will never trust them, but please do not discount the possibility of cooperating with Zeno. Remember, our priority must be survival. I wish for all of you great things and victory in our coming trials. Know that I salute you, each and every comrade, for Rayashki, for our future, Evgeny. The letter ends there. Even in a letter, he is always as he has been. Our comrade Yevgeny, stubborn to the end. It was a fool's hope that he'd show a little heart. No, it's not like him. You're wrong, Knut. This was his heart. Comrade Yevgeny always put the town first. But then perhaps he had too much to say, and certainly there was not enough time. Come on, let's pull ourselves back together. We'll need to retrieve his journal. I will share this letter with the others later. Comrade Yevgeny was right. We must start making plans for Rayashki's future. One careful fold after another, Vela places the letter back into the box and closes the lid. Come on, comrade. Okay, once we're done, though, let's head to the cliffside and give that stubborn bastard an earful. Speaking of, now that we're getting steady shipments again, we might bring out some vodka for him too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was just a stubborn bastard, man. What is this? In order to resume production of factory, another 60 units of rock. Comrade Evgeny's notes on the map may lead us to obtainable rock component. Please go and find them. Let's go to the school first. This is the building that's garnered the most attention in the hand. Oh, it's the dispatch thing. Okay. Teaching experience. Who's got teaching experience here? Oh, this one. Nope. Guess that was a little too Oh, this one. Oh, 2 partners. There we go. A goddamn genius. Bring children too. And then there was another one, right? We don't need to do the traces yet. I won't do them just yet. Complete. This one. Oh, hello. Pour out your thoughts and feelings here. Miners covered in a layer of dust and wielding their picks hurry over as others join them after washing off their bandages. In the square, some take shelter under the statue and read books, while children are led by loving hands through rows of coats and boots. A strong sense of camaraderie unites everyone in the square. They are all part of the same tight-knit community. The conversations begin and spread like a hurricane, sweeping from one end of the square to the other as everyone tries to engage with those around them. But then another voice joins in. The town's teacher has arrived, embodying the ideals we hold dear. She's like a character from a legend who has come to our town from a faraway place. Because of our strong will, even legends can become reality here. If the teacher had not said, "See you tomorrow," this would have gone on all night. As a community, we each have a voice in shaping the future of our town. It's inspiring to see so many people come together to make a difference. There is a sense of pride that radiates from within, uniting us all towards a common goal. Oh, how powerful it is when we come together as one. Here? It's only natural that minor calm. Okay, so we're fighting. If they're going to make me use her, let's move here and then move here.
I'll do my best. This book or this one? Great.
Okay.
Like a metaphor?
I guess we're just gonna do that. Just jumping. Doesn't even matter.
I will remember the sacrifice. This book?
Should be enough for one shot, right? With double buffs.
I can't read it.
Oh no, okay. I don't even know what Villa does, honestly. This.
We share this book?
To a brighter future for everyone.
Time to turn the page.
Yeah, there we go. Both me or boys. Comrade Viola Vukin's display is always looking great in her Ponega dress. I taught her how to sew, and other comrades would bring piles of torn coats and socks for us to mend. This is something I've always done. No matter how catchy our slogans are, we still need clothes to wear and bread to eat, right? Rest is not within my realm of concern. Thankfully, Comrade Villa has been diligently caring for the children. My main worry was that once the teachers were gone, there would be no one to check on them and ensure they were looked after. Leaving children to run amok on the streets will not lead to their healthy development. I'm very grateful that she is here. Right. Literally just buff her abilities and makes her heal if she doesn't do anything, but I'm not sure about the last. Okay. Okay. So she's just a straight up support. This place has become a second home to me. Despite the challenges and endless tasks, I feel content knowing that our efforts benefit our fellow comrades. This experience is priceless to me. Anyone who has ever sat at a long table sharing butter and conversations with people from different countries and working together to form friendships would understand the values of this way of life. It has a powerful effect, my friend. It reminds me of dark bread, rough but filling. Whether it is Comrade Vila or Comrade Evgeny, I trust in their abilities. This town will not simply disappear. Rayashki will always be here, steadfast and unwavering. 17. How does this go on for another 3 chapters? I'm assuming there's still cleanup to do with Zeno, so... Snow and the others. You mind, Rayashki. The unsupported ley energy returns to the earth. This kid is very overwhelming, but she's also, yeah, I know she's very good. I was, because she's like best for markets, right? So I was tempted to roll for her, but you know, limited banner coming up. The soil is smoothed out, and candidates for new painting.
Take heart, comrades.
Take heart, boys.
Everything he did was for Rayashki.
We shared the same dream, didn't we? To do all we can for the good of the people.
She faces outwards. She faces toward the Silent Cliffs.
Reporting. Drilling rig clear. Ready for new exploration.
Yep. He stomps firmly on the ground beneath his feet.
That's the spirit. We must keep going. Only period.
Let's get some wiggles.
Yuri, start the machines.
On it!
On it. A loud call resounds, and the huge drill churns once more. The steel behemoths roar, their sound covering up the sorrow and the gloom of the moment. After some time, the children carefully and cautiously approach the cliff's edge. August bends down, placing his sunflower on the edge as tenderly as a mother tucks in their child.
Take this. It's my best friend.
It's my best friend.
I think it will be glad to have another best friend.
I mean, to some degree, he seems to understand.
Hero like you. It's a promise. A man's promise.
Well, why are your feathers wet, Piotr?
Bro.
You have water on your face, Miss Winson. Can kids still cry after they grow up?
I should have known. The abnormal fluctuation of the ley energy and how much of an attraction it is to the critters. I should have noticed they were different from my theory.
The words are met by murmurs, but a familiar hand wraps hers gently.
At least this experience will be valuable for the study of ley lines, won't it?
That's
Take
a
it in
silver lining.
and make something of it. I am sure it will be of more help in the future. You're not only doing this for yourself or for me, but for those who sacrificed for all of us.
Boom.
We found it! This must be the new resource.
A stream of black rocks rises from the pile one by one. In a short time, they are picked up and pass through countless hands. Is it coal? Is that what we're doing here? The air is thick with black dust that covers coats, gloves, boots, and faces.
Coal!
It is fucking coal. Really, we went from magic rocks to coal.
We did it!
This is our coal! Comrades, we will use it to cook our meal tonight.
And it will be the best meal I've ever had!
Well, at least they're
Is that so,
self-sustainable to
comrade
that
Nikita?
degree.
You got a problem with my food, huh?
Huh?
I made a rough estimate. The resource here should last hundreds of years.
Well, at least it worked out.
For the first time in history, the theory of ley lines has been verified.
There is no doubt your work deserves a fair assessment now.
Yeah, I don't think Xeno's gonna give her that.
Thank you for your help, Miss Vila.
We achieved this together, didn't we?
Of course.
Cheers travel forward and back over the crowd and out into the boundless tundra. They echo against the cliffs.
The glory goes to every one of us.
Their joy reaches back to the town, carried in by the victorious comrades in arms. Unfortunately, their now unwelcome guests seem unable to share in this enthusiasm. Uh-oh.
I'm very glad to see you again, Miss Vincent.
No, you're not.
Are you? You don't look glad at all.
I admit, I underestimated the people here.
Yeah.
Especially you, Miss Vincent. The great heroine who found coal deep beneath the town, huh?
So, did I manage to ruin Zeno's little plans?
Her sharp tongue breaks the cool of the no longer smiling crocodile.
We have nothing left to do here. Zeno will leave soon. I know we disagree on many things, our future included. Still, Zeno looks forward to working with you again, hopefully in a more friendly way.
He extends his hand on his own initiative. Don't shake his fucking hand.
I
Spit in
hope
his
so
face.
too.
Spit in his fucking face. Come on.
You don't want to be embarrassed by another lowly researcher again, do you?
Spit in his face. Bertolt's hand awkwardly hangs in the air unanswered. Good.
Goodbye, Miss Vincent.
Fucking good. Get out of here.
Wait. I have one last question.
Please, I'm at your service.
Zeno confirmed the existence of Hoytuks in Rayashki months ago, but you just took care of them without letting anyone know. You already knew there would be a large reserve of coal here, didn't you?
Want the fucking reserves, of course, man. He shrugs and leaves without another word. I guess it's good, right, that it wasn't some unlimited resource, because coal, I guess, is not worth fighting over. Or at least, you know, ruining optics and souring their relations with the public over. So, you know, there you go. At least it's just coal. I've always believed it. We can dig through the frozen layers and find ways to survive here. Even when the harsh northern winds gnash their teeth, we can overcome any challenge. So I know we'll have its own specific guidelines that I doubt I'll be able to adapt to. But just like this particular component, we are already refined and capable enough. Yes, we can live on our own without relying on other leaders. Let me be honest, I am not much of a fighter. The only tools I know how to use are a wrench and pliers, but when push comes to shove, I will make do with whatever I can get my hands on. We need weapons to defend ourselves, and we are not afraid to use them. It is crucial for children to explore the world. I came here at a young age, on a whim with a friend. We had no experience in shaping work pieces or handling raw materials. Now my skills are highly valued in this community. We did not come to Rayashki to have fun. They've got it all wrong. I don't think anyone thought you were here to have fun, man. Friend, as we leave, new inhabitants arrive. Friendly exchange, let's fight.
Neo Science Exorcism I'll do my best. Copy that. This book or this one? Guys, I can't read it. To read.
I will remember your sacrifice.
This book? Like a metaphor?
What is it?
Scientific version!
Basic action is more something. Hello, Rayashki. Everything is changing. 19 stages here, right? So one more after this. People Square, Rayashki. The people gather again. This time, though, there are no more disputes, no resentment. This is a gathering of joy.
After thorough discussion, the people of Rayashki have made their final decision. I stand here to declare the future direction of Rayashki. As of today, Rayashki will be no longer affiliated with any organizations, and all factories dedicated to processing of runium ore will be shut down.
What are we going to do for work, Sam?
I don't want to sit around at home living on benefits.
Hey, sounds like a good time to
There will
me.
be many things to do, Comrade Valeria.
Valeria.
As the elites above us struggle for power, we, ordinary people, suffer in darkness. But now, there will be a new source of power. One built to lift up the people, not to take from them. And it will run on Rayashki coal. We will start new factories in Rayashki and explore the possibilities of working with other coal producers nearby. We will mine with our own hands and feed ourselves.
Maybe we can even build a dock and sell our products far away.
The people chatter excitedly.
We will raise a new banner above Rayashki, one welcoming all ordinary people to come to a livable place with abundant power and job opportunities for their future.
Arms and smiles intermingle, then a rising wave of applause. The wave washes over everyone, including Winsong.
What about your plan, Comrade Winsong?
I think I'm going to stay for a while.
You need to know that for now, we must tighten our belts. Everyone's rations must be cut for some time until Rayashki gets back on its feet.
The researcher does not waver, not in the slightest.
At least for now, the study of ley lines belongs here, not in the fancy halls and symposiums of human academia. This place still holds many possible research avenues, monitoring the changes in the environment, further detailing the local ley energy map, maybe even studying the mutation of the Kikituks. I must finish them to further develop the study, before it is ready for academia again.
Then it sounds like you may be with us for a long time yet. Good.
They exchange smiles.
And don't forget, you're expected to cut the ribbon at the ceremony.
An enthusiastic hand reaches out to Winsong once again. Now, the little Arctic town is covered in a strange mix of black coal soot and bright yellow flowers. A warm wind blowing over every inch of soil and each wall old and new. It flows like blood through snow-white skin and fluffy pores, seen like a hand-drawn picture. Oh. It's the boy. Winsong walks alone through the town, feeling the energy of the earth beneath her. Townsfolk pass her. They nod and greet her with hopeful smiles.
Miss Winsong, I want to apologize for being rude to you during class.
When?
I'll bring you some friendship
This
cheese
was
next
months
time.
ago,
to
bro.
apologize. I promise.
You will always be our comrade.
Comrade.
Hats off to you.
In the distance, children cluster around a vibrant field of sunflowers.
Miss Winsong,
Miss Winsong.
I think we performed very well at the ceremony.
The boy, bright as any other sunflower, waves to her as she hops joyfully in the snow.
Will you come teach us
That's
again?
Yeah.
We want to learn more too. Same here.
It's that rock again. Oh no.
Miss Winsong, the sunflowers we planted are blooming.
Yay.
We protected the town.
Winsong wants to say something, but a sudden creaking draws up her attention. She looks up to see a construction crane looming over the town. Oh. New statue? It's a bear. The new coal refinery, a school, a hockey field, the dormitories. In the boundless future, head for Rayashki, these buildings will be like speckled grains of sand cast over the tundra.
We begin the next chapter of Rayashki today. I'm so glad we will build it together. Привет, Rayashki.
Oh, Rayashki. How was that not the end? That felt like an ending. I stumbled across some components. Lately, it seems like everyone is looking for them in their spare time. These little things can definitely come in handy. Little statue was hidden just behind the base of the statue. Little thing was hidden just behind the base of the statue. Seems that a resilient bear had found a new home there. The old statue had to be moved to make way for it, but its base remained. I suspected it had left some of its components. Comrade Evgeny, he don't notice the changes in Rayashki, but change is inevitable and ongoing. He was still holding on to memories of when things were tough and rough. In those days, the square didn't even exist. We painstakingly dug it out with shovels and carried each stone ourselves. No one expected Rayashki to end up so beautiful. We were never ones for making plans or dreaming big. We simply rolled up our sleeves and got to work. Now, Rayashki might change once more. What will it become? Everything is changing so fast. We have a pool and a school. It all seems to have been built in the blink of an eye. As soon as a project is completed, the difficulties and sacrifices made along the way are quickly forgotten. The immense sense of accomplishment makes us believe that all the hard work was worth it. I don't want to leave. I'm afraid I'll change faster than this town did. Those who come back later feel like strangers themselves. It's incredible, isn't it, how things can change in what feels like an instant. Oh. Nice. Sure, bro. Alright. Easy peasy. Oh, it's like a product. What? That's this by oh, so we need to make a certain amount. I see. I see. Alright, well that's not immediately pertinent to what we need, so let's go ahead and back out of that. Factory's ores on Rayashki. To me, Rayashki seems almost like another name for runium. Perhaps it's because I'm the one responsible for sifting the ore. While most people came here with grand ideals, I simply signed my name on the list without much thought. It wasn't long before I found myself stepping off the train and into this unfamiliar land. Fortunately, aside from the wild critters roaming about in this stubborn terrain, life here has been relatively simple. Regardless, it's all laborious work, and I understand that even critters have to eat and survive. I forgive them. But back to the here and now. The factory is finally complete, and we've surpassed our wildest expectations. These accomplishments are not gifts from some higher power, but of our own making. These are true miracles, not bestowed by any divine entity, but created by our own hard work and determination. Just look around. There was a time when I felt nothing, but just going through the motions of everyday life. But now I finally feel like I'm making a difference. It may not be extraordinary, but it's more than most people achieve in their lives. Yes, I couldn't have done this alone. It's a rare opportunity to find others willing to work alongside you, swinging hammers and building something meaningful together. I hope to turn our experiences here into a legend, like the stories of Comrade Evgeny. With a little exaggeration, of course. Young people need these legends to inspire them. So let's raise a glass to the new factory and all that we have accomplished here together. More fighting? Or not? Take another look at the square. It hasn't changed much. The polar bear stands in the center, outlined by a faint light, while children eagerly reach out to touch its paws. The snow dusts the bear's head, giving it a serene quality that contrasts with the lively setting. Flowers bloom amidst the white snow, covering most of the stones on the ground. The bear appears to be at peace among the mustard yellow background. This is an important place in Rayashki, as the town kitchen cannot accommodate such a large number of people. It is often used for public discussions and will continue to serve the purpose. Recently it was decided to allow children to venture outside and explore the world beyond. The road leading there is bathed in sunlight, decorated with red ribbons that sway in the gentle breeze from the trees. People find familiar images here that evoke nostalgia and memories of past lives, yet those who came here rarely speak of their homeland. This is the true essence of Rayashki. Everything they hoped to see in their homeland but never did. It's like the distant horizon that Rusalka dreams of as she braves the icy waters, or the intricate illustrations created by traveling lay hunters, or even the homes of Foundation visitors who have long since disappeared. It's what previous generations promised the next, a glimpse of their idealized homeland. The more impossible an ideal seems, the stronger it becomes, unbreakable in its perceived perfection. Despite this, there is still so much to strive for and achieve in life. To descendants. Begin. The river of time has moved swiftly in the passing months. Rayashki is bustling with the sounds of a busy and hopeful community. Crowds of people, lively and spirited, weave to and fro. A disheveled figure hurries into the scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I was hoping you'd be here. Oh, is this a bad time?
No, it's all right. Have a seat. I'm not a pure Rusalka. As you can see, I must get in touch with water every once in a while to replenish my power from the ocean.
Hello, Comrade Vila.
It's been a while, Comrade Winsome. They say you're working hard in the mine, and the study of ley lines is getting popular among the workers.
They have helped a lot. My research on the environment wouldn't have gone nearly so smoothly without them. It's given a second life to my studies, and it is growing so well. It has even gained some recognition beyond Rayashki. I'm truly happy that I came here.
I I never thought the comrade Windsong would be so bashful over her accomplishments. I thought you were more stubborn and confident than that.
What gave you that impression? Man, she's been, like, wishy-washy this entire time. Come on.
It's a matter of fact that you're not as fearless as you
There you
pretend
go,
to
okay.
be, isn't it?
Okay.
That's why we must all stick together to make up for each other's weaknesses and make Rayashki proud. Sorry, speeches have become an occupational habit.
Fine, you got me. But it's not a big deal. Just as you are not quite the gentle and demure school teacher that you appear to be. Are you, comrade? We're even.
When Song clears her throat and hands the letter to Villa.
Actually, I've come to say goodbye.
Oh damn, there you go.
Laplace has invited me to give a lecture for their European branch. They want me to give a lecture on how I combined environmental analysis with the Arcanum based on what we've done here in Rayashki.
Sounds like a very promising new beginning for your studies.
How are things going in the town?
We are getting more visitors now. It seems people are eager to see something different.
I'm sure they will.
We've also begun cooperating with many governments and agencies near us, including the Foundation. They hope to carry out some short-term training on the Arcanum for the children.
Another letter is passed on.
What's this?
Open it. It's from the Foundation.
Oh, what? 1996. This is before Timekeeper. Team Timekeeper.
Mr. Nameday invites me to visit the Foundation and discuss further cooperation. The children are also waiting for me there.
So Nameday, okay, Nameday's here, yes. Why did they send the kids to the Foundation, man? That seems, like not the best option to take.
It seems they mentioned you all the
What?
time during their training. Did we miss the ley line exam?
Leon is mentioned, yes, Nameday, yeah.
The Foundation has
He's
all
just
sorts
been
of
here for a
incredible
while, I
things.
guess. Hang on. Nameday is mentioned here. Dude's old. Holy shit. He looks young, but I mean, if Pay City takes... Wait, no, hang on. Gutian's story isn't necessarily... Okay, I can't place Gutian's story when he meets Nameday. That might have come earlier. But if it came around the time of Pay City, then, Nameday is old. No, yeah, Nameday is... Because this happened after Pay City. Gutian's story did. Right? Because he's leaving at that point when he gets sucked into artificial somnambulism. So Nameday is old as fuck, bro. It's like at least 10 years older than I would have guessed.
Like biting coins? Noisy coal balls? A glass pen with rainbows inside? So much fun!
I've mastered a lot of incantations.
Job.
I miss the town and everyone. Yeah, we miss Comrade Alyonka, Comrade Blinchik, and Comrade Piroshki.
Why did they send him to the Foundation?
They say we will be able to go home in a few months.
1.6 is after the 5th storm. Yeah, that's... I kind of figured that much. I just couldn't tell if... I just couldn't recall if, 1. Wait, hang on. 1.6 is after the 5th storm? How... I don't think so. I think it comes after, our main story. Right? Because 1.6 takes place in the 1800s, early 1800s. We haven't had a storm yet that takes us back there. And Besmert is... That's not her original time period, so a storm has... That wasn't the original timeline. A storm has to have taken us back to, Pay City at some point, but we haven't hit that storm yet. Like, we know all of the dates the storm's taken us to so far. So I'm thinking 1.6 has to have happened after our primary story, which puts it a decade, at least, ish. Decade? after 6 or 7 years after this event.
I must master the most powerful arcane skills by then, so I could use them to protect the town.
We'll transform into sea swallows.
Maybe not that. Maybe don't do that.
Then we'll be able to fly and fly to far, far away.
Oh, it's this woman again.
The Kozlinska University Hospital received a rare case today.
Oh, okay.
The patient's veins irreversibly transformed into electric wires. As of 1800,
There we go.
all arterial, venous, and capillary tissues throughout the patient's body have undergone necrosis.
Mm-hmm.
The directors said they would invite more professionals to the consultation to decide on further research direction.
See, I knew this was coming. I knew that the storm occurred right after this because I got spoiled a little bit. Damn. I didn't think it happened like immediately afterwards.
Global Variety News has claimed the case may become one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the era.
Okay. Yep.
They started a new column to analyze possible compatibilities between the patient's new wired veins and different appliances.
Oh, damn. That's the first thing they did. That's
Please
crazy.
stay tuned for more details.
And then a day after this. Because it's 24 hours. Syndrome has 24 hours before, right?
The Flying Carpet Travel Agency is starting a tour around Northern Europe, where you will be able to see the breathtaking Aurora Borealis, pet fluffy keycairns, and even enjoy a flying carpet race. The destination of our tour is Rayashki, a mysterious town, the warmest place in the Arctic Circle, sitting atop many rich veins of coal. When you get there, we suggest that you abide by the town's wishes and work to earn what you need instead of buying it, though this is not an obligation, of course. But why not have a try when you're given the opportunity to experience a new and better lifestyle? Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Smerit again. Smerit and NSA come from 1912 or 1913 after the fifth storm. They arrive in the cities after passing through a strange area that supposes to be like a time gate bringing them to the old time. Well, no, right, because Besmert comes from more recent times, right? Yenisei comes from the early 1800s. It's stated in her bio. So, I mean, that had to have been her original time period. Meaning either Pay City takes place in the original 1800s, like before the first storm hit, or it takes place after a storm takes us back to the 1800s and then we meet Yenisei for the first time there, or Besmert meets Yenisei for the first time there at some point. Because her bio definitely states that Yenisei is from the early 19th century, which would be the 1800s. So she's not from the 1912s. Right? Like...
Where should I start, dear readers? Rayashki is like a sparkling gem embedded into the permafrost, and above lies an eye-catching banner. Perhaps it will draw even more attention in the future.
It is mentioned by Yenisei when she joins Verton that more than a year
Through
has
past
passed.
decades, the citizens there have been trying to achieve something different for themselves.
More than a year has passed since Pay City? Oh god.
A
Okay.
great cause, which may take the work
Hang on,
of
let's finish
generations
this
to
up real quick.
achieve.
They're trying to do
But
something
now,
themselves.
they are no longer a nameless town in the far north, nor is their dream a passing fad bound to be forgotten. I sincerely hope all of us will be able to witness its history and its future. That's why I knew I must write down this story, in the hopes that their dream
Well, she did say she would write about it and encourage people to go to Rayashki. Yeah, she's making good on that promise. Oh. There you go. The end. Damn. Yeah. Okay, I did enjoy this story. I think it was maybe a little too idealistic. Not necessarily a bad thing, it's just not something I super expect from Reverse, right? Though they did kind of flip it on its head with this last chapter where everyone fucking got stormed. So I'm assuming that means the kids are in the Foundation are alive, everyone else has been stormed away. And I guess we meet Vila at a different point in time, since I assume Winsong has already returned to the Foundation at this point. Yeah, not a bad story. I did enjoy this. There was definitely a lot more connection to the characters, side characters especially, and the world as a whole in this event compared to the others. This might be one of the better ones. This might be one of the best ones. I haven't played through 1.3 yet. I actually didn't play through the 1.3 event. I just skipped through it because Pal World came out at the time, and I had terrible time management. Which means I'm going to be playing the rerun of it as well on stream. Has it come out yet? Not yet. One more day. But yeah, I think this is probably the best side story so far, or like event story so far. I did enjoy that very much. It is mentioned by Yenisei when she joins Verton that more than a year has passed. When does she say this shit? Is it in her bio? I don't think it was in the event, because she never actually speaks to Verton in the event, right? Yenisei. Exhibited, so her thing here, right? Let me see if I can new source. No, display capture? No. We want window capture, yeah. OBS. Cool. So it says, right, Arcanist work exhibited for 16 years since the early 19th century. Since the early 19th century. So this is when she was born, right? Spring, March 4th. Early 19th century, that's the early 1800s, so it doesn't really make sense that she would have been, like, it doesn't make sense for Pay City to have taken place after 1.6, right? Or 1.5, rather. Or after the Fifth Storm. Jesus. I'm tired, please. It doesn't make sense for 1.6 to have taken place after the Fifth Storm, because we haven't had a storm that takes us back to Yenisei's time period to pick her up. And she was there. And Bay City happened in her time period. So, I don't know, man. At the beginning, when she reads the 1.6 event, she was preparing to leave for Verton. She wasn't she? Oh my god. What is this? Actually, let me pull it up on my Chrome, because or Opera rather, because I actually have the thing saved there. Channel. Change source to Opera. Cool. YouTube. This one. Playlists. So. Notes and Shorty. The journey took place in October between 1722 and 1916. That's a huge time jump. Part 1, here we go. Part 1 is where she begins with the thing, right? In the early morning, someone's about to travel far, have something. Last time she was away for a whole, okay, we don't care. Hang on. Last time she was away for a whole year, didn't write a single letter back, now she's leaving again to the place where she was. Okay. So it's been a year between Bay City and this time period now, and she's leaving again. Okay. Because now I have no idea what the timeline is like, honestly. This timeline doesn't make any goddamn sense. 1.6 fucks everything up. Rumbles easily snake blah blah blah, one compared close to blah blah blah. Clothes, maps, carriage ticket, reference letter. Glass bottles, rock hammer. And the knife in my pocket. I need to waterproof the papers. Linen, it's here it is. The fabric left from the last trip has brought her with him remembered, perhaps because it's holding paper for only one user this time. It seems much more empty than it had been. Using such a large fabric is a luxury for me. Actually, hang on, let me close reverse. I'm pretty much done here anyways. Dot. Where is it? A written document is hidden between blank sheets. Centers inconsistent. No signature on margin. It's a record I wrote from dictation. Not done in the wilds. The edge of the ragged soon start for over a year since. Yes, over a year. Okay. So we are. Okay. So I think what it's saying is that it's been a year since the events of Bay City at this current time. And she is preparing to leave again, but there's no indication that she's leaving for Verton's suitcase or the Foundation. Like, this could still ostensibly, like, this part here, this setting could still be sometime in the early 1800s. No, fuck me. Yes. Yes. No, yeah, right. Because 1.6 takes place after a storm. It has to take place after a storm. Because there's no way for this to have taken place in the original timeline. There's no way for the NSA to have known Besmert, right? Which means that it has to have taken place after a storm, which means this has, like, all of 1.6, in terms of the Bay City stuff, needs to have taken place after Chapter 6, at the very least, right? Because we haven't yet had a storm that takes us back to the 1800s. And then after a year after that, we join, assuming we join up with Verton. That's what her next big trip is. And then they get stormed away from the 1800s, is my assumption. I don't know, man. 1.6 was kind of a nightmare for timeline stuff, just because it was really annoying. Like, they kept jumping back and forth so much. There were so many, like, NSA's from a different time period, Besmer's from a different time period, Bay City is sometime in the 1800s, and then there's a weird fucking time warp that takes us to the actual city itself. Which, I don't know when that was. Yeah, man. The journey to Bay City is after the fifth storm in 1912 and 1913. The end when she joins Verton is after Chapter 5, so that... Journey to Bay City. But how did they get to Bay City? Right? Because this Bay City should be in the 1800s, though. Because the thing is, right, people from her home, this is her home, right, shouldn't know her if this is the 1900s, because her original timeline was the 1800s. So, like, no one should know who she is at this point, if this is the 1912 to 1913, right? Yet they do. Which is what's confusing me, which is why I'm thinking this is some unspecified storm in the future. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't like 1.6. The story was fine. It had its issues, but the timeline makes me want to cry, I swear to God. And sitting here, yeah, I've heard 140 to 436. It's very far back in the past. That much I have heard of. I think I'll just defer to you on this one, honestly. My timeline is so fucked up. Like, I should know this stuff better. I don't. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for tonight, man. I'm so tired. Alright. 1.6 shenanigans aside, that was pretty much the stream. We got through Eternity and the ending of Rayashki, which is great. I want to do Villa's. I'm gonna do a watch through of Villa's story because I feel that's very important. And I want to see it. And then I'm going to do, I think, Windsong's story at the same on the same day. Because they usually only take like 2 hours, right? Ish, around that time. I'll keep it tentative because I don't know how long. But we'll say maybe Villa and Windsong at the same time on the same day. If we run out of time, we'll just space them out. I do want to run through 1.3 Moorpunk as well, just because I haven't played through it yet. This is all to be determined, though. I don't think I can stream tomorrow night. I'm like 2 days in a row is rough. I don't know how streamers do it. Either way, 2 character stories, Moorpunk and Utu, and then we're all caught up. Great, wonderful. But for now, I'm gonna log off. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you. I will see you next time. Goodbye.